Well, hello everybody. Spaceman Dips here. But tonight you may call me Dungeon Master Dips, as I am going to be running tonight's episode of City of the Lost. How's it going, players? How are you guys doing tonight? We've got Rob Lapure.
Doing good. How are you tonight?
Awesome. We've got Gorkar.
Hello.
Oh, sorry, Gorkar, didn't really hear you there.
Hello.
Ah, much better. Hello, Jabbers.
Hello.
Hello, Frankie.
Salutations.
Salutations indeed. Please move yourselves to your bedrooms. And who did our recap last time?
That would
Rob.
be me.
Alright, so then we've got Gorkar, Jabbers, and Frankie rolling a d20.
Oh fuck, it's probably gonna be me, kids.
How's it going, Centauri? Welcome into the stream.
JC.
That's a 5.
I also got a 5, so we gotta re-roll JC.
Yep, Frankie and Gorkar must roll off.
Ooh.
17.
Ah, crap. Come on, big money, no whammies. Nah. Another 5.
It was a good game.
That is no money, all the
Well.
whammies.
Gorkar, you open your eyes to find yourself sitting in a very plush chair, kind of a bowl-shaped chair, very comfortable actually. And there's a number of people hanging out around you, kind of in the darkness, and you are in a bit of a spotlight. And a voice from beside you says, "Welcome in, Gorkar. I believe that it is your turn to tell us about the events of the previous day, if you wouldn't mind."
Gorkar kind of looks around and blinks and goes, huh? Oh, right. And kind of rubs his eye and looks around and he's like, Gorkar and friends had to tackle a dungeon on the last day. When Gorkar and friends enter, first room has giant construct, very large construct, but Gorkar and friends easily dispatch. Next is a long hallway with a bridge with nothingness on either side. Swinging blade traps line the bridge, and Gorkar and friends have much trouble getting across. When knocked off of the bridge and falling into the darkness, we find ourselves landing at the beginning. Gorkar and friends take lots and lots of cuts, but finally push through, with Rob leading the way. Oh, just a second.
You guys excited about what's gonna be going on today?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, very excited.
Have any expectations?
Great ones.
A giant mansion.
I don't know, I'm sure we'll have some laughs, there'll be some tension, maybe some descriptions of food, if the pattern holds.
Oh yeah, the whole thing with food. Nothing specific about, like, the next demi-plane you're gonna be heading to? Because the last one was called The Vestige of Gore.
I mean, I didn't know we were going to another demi-plane today, so I hadn't thought about it.
Oh,
Something foresty? Question mark. I don't know. Last plane was meat themed.
Sorry about that, guys. Let me go ahead and.
Maybe this one will be vegetable themed.
Hell yeah.
like a Keen Dreams kind of deal.
Who knows?
It'll be like the opening questions for 20 questions. We have the animal-themed one, and that everything is meat and blood, and then we need a vegetable-themed one, and then a mineral-themed one.
Well, there's 4 gates.
Okay, sorry for the delay.
Welcome back, Gorkar.
Sorry for the delay. Let me finish my recap before we go off the rails too far. Rob makes it through swinging blades and pulls the lever to deactivate the trap. Gorkar very thankful he not have to run through again. Next room has many small constructs that, of course, Gorkar and friends dispatch of easily. The next room is a puzzle with colored tiles in a specific pattern that Gorkar and friends have to follow, one at a time. After solving that puzzle, we go to a room with many portals and have to go through another puzzle. Gorkar think this puzzle stuff make his head hurt. Finally, next 2 rooms are more of what Gorkar is best at. Fighting. Gorkar and friends first fight many drones, and then a magically imbued dwarf, which finishes the dungeon. Gorkar and friends told that this is end of first chapter of the mission, and Gorkar and friends will go see trainers. That is all.
There's a soft clapping sound from around you, and the individual that was standing up next to you kind of clears their throat. Very good, Gorkar. Here, why don't you hold on to this? It might come in handy. And he puts something in your hand, but before you really get a chance to look down at it, you blink and you realize that you're waking up in your bed with no recollection of what just happened. But you have a small round object in your hand that you didn't before you went to bed.
Gorkar just kind of sits upright and examines the item. What does he find?
How high can Gorkar count?
That's a great question.
Can you roll an intelligence check for me, please?
Sure. Gorkar, great at intelligence checks. With a -1.
Oh my god. Oh, I thought you were saying you rolled a -1. Like
No,
you had
no.
like you had a -2 penalty and rolled a 1.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, 16.
16? Alright. You look at this thing, and it's got like a number of flat faces on it, and each of them is etched with the number 20. And you're like, you think about it, and you count the number of faces. It has 20 faces. Out of character, what this object does, it's a free action to use it. You can throw this item, you can remove this item from your pocket and toss it to the ground to get an automatic 20 on the next dice you would throw.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Meta.
It's an auto nat 20 that Gorkar has in his pocket.
But wait, does Gorkar know it does this?
Well, he just knows that tossing it from his pocket will bring him enormous luck and success, is how he contextualizes it. oh, if I tried to like hit something with my axe, and I toss this out of my pocket onto the ground, I'm liable to actually lop someone's head off with ease. So
That is
yes,
a great
you all
fucking item with
find
a
yourselves
vicious
waking
weapon.
up. Oh, sorry, what's up, Gorkar?
I just said that's a great item to have with a vicious weapon, which I have.
So, and all of you are waking up at about the same time. You remember as you had been walking back to the tavern the day before, Mr. Hank and Mr. Vorst discussing between each other, and sort of for your benefit, it would seem, how you guys were expected to see your teachers the following day, first thing in the morning, and that you would be heading out on an extremely important venture into a new demiplane. That they were very tight-lipped about anything, any details, any particulars. You do hear the sounds of Zulnar out in the main area, kind of humming away and making breakfast.
Yeah, Brecky.
Frankie's pretty much gonna roll out of bed, get dressed, and head over there. He's gonna be dressed in his gore robes too, because he knows he has to see Ruin today. So, gotta look the part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jabber's flops out of bed, gathers up his hat and his monies, and smells the breakfast. It's time to eat.
After some morning prayer, Rob grabs his gear and heads for the kitchen. Well, the bar.
Gorkar, as always, neatly makes his bed and tidies his few belongings and makes his way into the common area.
Are you able to get closer to your microphone there, Gorkar?
Oh, yes, of course. Gorkar makes his bed and tidies his area, and then takes a seat between Frankie and Rob.
Alright. Zulnar smiles at all of you. Huh. Big day, huh, guys?
That's what they
Every
tell
day, a big
Gorkar.
day.
He smiles and says, well, I hope you're prepared for something special. I don't usually get to make this very often, but I got the opportunity due to the nature of the occasion. Being that you all are taking your first steps into the next important venture in your journey, so to speak. This is a dish that traditionally comes from my world. We did have to utilize ingredients from a different world, but it's effectively the same, and it tastes almost exactly the way it should.
Ooh.
And he plops a few dishes down in front of you. Now you do get that like distinct spiced seafood-esque smell coming from the plates. And when he pulls them up, you see what looks like some kind of fried cephalopod type creature.
No.
And he goes, here, this is the best part, usually. And he takes a couple wedges of some kind of citrusy fruit and squeezes it over top, and it all starts wiggling. And he goes, ha, see?
Jabber's just kind of goes wide-eyed and is like, ooh, it's my turn. I want to do it.
He hands you a wedge and goes, go crazy. They only got so much in them, though. But they're delicious. Well, at least I think so. Here, use this. And he plunks out like a kind of light brownish, almost orangish looking sauce. Pretty thick looking sauce.
Yeah, Jabber's gonna take some of that.
Yeah, Frankie is pretty immediately just like, okay, yeah, give me the food. He's gonna start chowing down.
How spicy can your characters handle things?
I'm
And
a
did you
foodie
use
with
the sauce?
Yeah, I'm gonna use the sauce, and I'm a foodie with a 16 con, so I think I'm all right.
Alright. Well, I mean, roll a Constitution saving throw. Anyway. Anyone who uses the sauce anyway.
Yeah, it's a 21.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see the sauce.
Very
Dirty
spicy.
20.
Very spicy, very nice. Jabbers,
I'm gonna go with my-
maybe a little bit too spicy, the sauce. It's good without the sauce. Sauce a little bit too much.
I'm gonna go with my real life palate and stare at my plate with a grimace.
Zolnar
hate
kind of blinks
seafood.
at you. Is there a problem? I'm quite proud of this dish. This is one of my specialties.
Rob just looks down at it, continuing to stare, and with like one of those like polite smiles that he's been taught, you know, he just like picks up the smallest piece and like tries to eat it.
We'll have you roll just a flat d20 because it's anybody's guess if this particular brand of food actually hits your palate right or not.
Holy crap! 19.
19. You stick it in your mouth expecting the worst, and your mouth is filled with one of the most glorious flavors it has ever beheld.
Oh. Rob, you know, for a moment gets excited, but then remembers himself and politely begins to eat normal, but with delight.
Do you use the sauce?
No, he doesn't want to chance it.
You see Jabbers like try the sauce and like turn red and
Oh yeah, no, he's absolutely not chancing it.
Frankie's just in the corner, like shoveling it into his mouth, eating like those dudes who take spicy food as some kind of personal challenge. He's just bathing it in the sauce and just shoveling it in his mouth.
Gorkar is like slurping up a tentacle as if it were a noodle, just.
like Timon and Pumbaa in The Lion King eating bugs.
Yep.
As soon as Rob starts eating it, he sighs relief and goes, "Oh, thank goodness. I knew it wasn't really your palate, so I kind of changed the spice mixture a bit to be a bit more appealing. I'm glad it worked out."
Frankie hears this and then with a mouthful of food just goes, "What's it supposed to taste like?"
He looks at you for a moment and goes, "Well, and he pulls, like, what you could tell was his own plate from underneath the counter and pulls the metal lid off of it. You know, it keeps it nice and hot. And he hands you a piece, Frankie.
Frankie eats it.
Gorkar want to try too.
It's very, very different, but still, you know, very good. A lot more fish flavor in it.
We should exchange recipes sometimes, Zolmer.
Oh, certainly. Yeah, Gorkar, he of course gives you a piece as well. Dude, he stabs a tentacle off of yours and Frankie's plates, going, "Well, at least I need to try out what I made here." Eats it. Oh, actually. Wow, okay. Yeah, I could do that again. Huh. I didn't actually expect that to come out as good as it did.
Reminds Jabbers of water squigglers.
Oh, yeah.
Water?
Water
Squigglers?
Mm-hmm. The squigglers in the water.
I mean, I got a visual from that in my mind, and I'm pretty sure it's about accurate, so.
Do you mean... Jabbers, do you mean squid?
That's a funny way to say squigglers.
That is kind of the creature that is here, yes.
Interesting how most animals are universal that way.
There is a sound at the door, and it opens, and Zit comes clomping in.
Oh no.
No, boy, it's this one.
And he looks at you guys, and, like, walks over, and, he's gonna... Rob, he, like, pokes your foot, since that's the only thing he can really reach, and he holds a little slip of paper up to you.
He turns around. Rob turns around and, good day, Zit. And grabs a piece of paper from him.
Zit nods appreciatively, and then pokes Jabber's foot. and holds a piece of paper out to him.
Oh, hey. Then Jabbers takes it.
He walks over, looks at Gorkar for a moment, looks at Frankie, and like kind of like pokes Frankie, and like holds the paper out to him. And then Frankie, you see his eyes dart between you and Gorkar, and then he tries to hand you Gorkar's paper too.
Frankie just goes, Gorkar won't hurt you, Zit. You're here to help. He'll be nice to you. Just give it to him.
Gorkar just flashes a big, toothy bugbear grin and holds his hand out.
Zit's eyes become like the cute level of enormous, and he pouts a bit and holds it up to you, his hand quivering a bit.
Frankie
Gorkar.
elbows Gorkar goes, maybe he thinks you need more iron in your diet?
Gorkar erupts in laughter and then shakes his head and goes very gingerly with the thumb and forefinger and just pinches the paper and delicately takes it from Zit and says, "Thanks, little buddy."
Zit kind of like... Oh, sorry, Jabbers, what's up?
How would you eat Little Metal Man? How?
Knife and
Gorkar
fork.
thinks Jabbers missed the joke.
No, just exploring.
Oh, you're literally asking him, like, if you had to eat him, how would you go about doing it?
Yeah, too metal. Jabbers not know how to
Gorkar's
say
looking
it.
down at Zit, like not wanting to make the wrong move. Like, Gorkar would never eat Zit.
Zit was looking worriedly around everybody, and then when Gorkar says that, he like does like the sigh of relief emotion. He like emotes a sigh of relief because he can't breathe, and then he like gives you like the like thank you, like he puts his hands together and like does the thank you motion to you, Gorkar.
Think about it, make Jabbers' teeth hurt.
He then very quickly turns and scoots away and out the door.
Well,
Zoom.
day's getting started, I guess, boys.
Indeed.
Frankie is, like, unfolding the letter and laying it in front of him while still eating with the other hand.
Alright, your letter is a, looking at it, you can tell that it was definitely, like
Dictated.
a pre-generated response that that was effectively just fill in the blanks. But it, dear Frankie, that kind of shit. Like, you can see that it's
like
just...
it would say, insert person's name here.
Yeah, you can
Dear-
see that it's just pre-written text, and then you can see, like, Ruin's handwriting, where he wrote in, like, your name, and he wrote in his name, and he wrote in, like, the Arcane District. Basically, come, it's time to learn.
Always the personal touch with this one.
Dear
Gorkar,
valued associate.
yeah, Gorkar, yours just says in large letters with a streak of blood across it, Gorkar, come fight Merc now.
Oh! Gorkar just looks down wide-eyed, like, mouth full of squiggler. Gorkar ready? Starts eating more ferociously.
Jabbers, yours looks like it was written by somebody else because you know that Kitsch doesn't write. And it just says meet Kitsch at the usual place. In very awkward, sometimes backwards and misspelled lettering. You recognize the
Jefferson,
handiwork of Tink.
Jabbers then rips it up and eats it.
And Rob, yours is a very, like, official letterhead with the seal of the temple at the top and, like, very, like, calligraphic handwriting that you've come to know as Lofier's, indicating that he expects you at the chapel today for training. And then it's got like his signature, and it's got Vrikov's signature, and it's got some other priest signature down at the bottom.
With like as Rob's reading it, he lights up a cigar and stands up with that like ready for adventure like anime style and is like, "Well, lads, it seems we're ready to take the next step. We've become a lot stronger since we've been here."
Mm-hmm.
It's a good point. I know things that I never even considered since we came here. I think we all do.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you guys. He does like a side grin, but I got too much excitement to wait here. I'm ready to move on. Rob just starts like walking toward the door.
Yeah, the sooner begun, the sooner done. Frankie's gonna turn and follow.
Jebs just wolfs down the remainder of his breakfast sans sauce. And,
Rob's just walking chest out. He truly believes that we're gonna save the universe. Universes?
Multiverse.
there you go.
Indeed.
Gorkhard lifts his plate up, tilts it up, and lets the rest of his food just slide into his open mouth. And,
Quite an image.
with a mouthful of food, kind of like taps the table and says, "Gorkhard, get dwarven coffee to go."
Zolnar nods and pours out a cup for you there, Gorkar, and hands it to you.
Gorkhard nods furiously. "Thank you." Swallows hard. "Gorkhard sees Zonar soon."
Alright, so who is wanting to be foist today?
Okay, I'll start this up.
Alright.
Sounds good. I'm just moving NPCs into where they go, basically, just so that they're visually represented during their scenes. Go, and Mr. Hank and Mr. Vorst can stay off camera for now. Aha! So, oh yeah, Rob.
Here, present. I put myself at the gate because I wasn't sure where to begin.
So, Rob, you find yourself out in the rain outside the gates of the Chapel of the Gods, and the paladins at the gate nod at you, seeming to have expected you to come for obvious reasons.
Rob nods back, beaming with excitement and pride.
Alright. And you make your way in. To the, oh, well, one of them says as you pass, Brother Lofier is waiting for you inside the chapel.
Thank you, brother.
You're welcome. And
Rob,
you
we can hurry.
move... and you move on to the inside of the temple. I'll just move you up here. Bonk. So, you enter to see Virkov and Lofier standing up near the front, well, the very back, I should say, where the altar is. They're talking amongst each other. Why do I hear... Here, let me turn off one of the musics here. I think I hear something, and I want it to stop. There we go. We'll just turn off Witchfoot Harp. That's better. So, you find yourself standing in here with Lofir and Frikov talking to each other. Lofir does note you watch as his head perks over to face you for only about a quarter second before turning back to his conversation with Frikov. And they continue to talk amongst each other quietly. The other monks and sorcerers and clerics and such inside, going about their business, cleaning, lighting candles, etc.
Rob will approach the altar slowly and will wait patiently for them to finish their conversation.
Alright. They spend about another 5 minutes speaking before Verkov and Lefir nod to each other. Verkov turns to you, gives you a silent nod as well before walking past and off into another room. Lefir approaches you. So,
It's been some time. Sorry.
Brother Rob, I hear that you and your friends are ready for the next major step in your journey.
This is what I've been told.
You may have felt it. A great power beyond that which was meant for most mortals is now at your fingertips, ready to be grasped.
I do feel... I feel a bit more powerful since I've gotten here. More in touch with the light.
Yes. That is partially due to your own potential, but most people would spend a lifetime to gain the power that you and your friends now hold. And today marks one step past the threshold of what you would consider normal power for a mortal. You are about to step beyond that threshold and become something greater. Are you ready?
I am.
Very well. Today's training will be hard, but you must not give up.
I'm prepared to take on any challenge. The fate of the universe is in our hands.
Good. Then follow me. We are going to go find a quiet place in the Garden of the Gods. And he leads you out into the Garden of the Gods. Now, what are you taking for your level up today? For 6th level.
I get what's called Aura of Protection. Yes, Aura of Protection. So, what that does is while I'm conscious, me and all friendly creatures within 10 feet get a bonus to their saving throws that is equal to my charisma score, which is currently a +3. I unfortunately don't get anything else other than another +5 to my lay of hands pool, and that's it.
Okay. So, today, through meditation, through intense meditation, which grinds down to your very core, this isn't the peaceful type of meditation. This is the kind of meditation where you're in a small room, it's thick with incense, you've been given special teas to drink, you've stripped down to just your pants, and you are sitting on the floor, cross-legged, your eyes closed, your teeth gritted, as you feel this intense pressure and pain and heat from all around you, the sweat dripping down off of your body. Lofir walks up behind you and says, "You must feel it! Channel the energy through you! Now, push! Push for it! Reach for that power and extend it out beyond yourself!" Rob, you feel this energy around you that you've always felt before, and for the first time, you feel this mental ability, this block that you were never aware of previously, but you feel its bonds break. And you reach out with your mind for this power, and you feel it fill you, and then you expand it outside your body, and you kind of see within your field of view, dimly, this very beautiful golden energy reach out around you and encircle the room. And Lofir nods and says, "Very good. You have now gained the ability to channel the will of your god to protect your friends."
I will use this power wisely, and I will protect them with everything I got. Because I believe that with them, we can do anything.
Who would like to be next in the level up journey?
I'll go.
Alright, Frankie. You walk over to the arcane ward, enter, and find yourself, inside.
Just to add some addendums to that, I definitely fly over and
Oh, you are
park my broom.
correct. You are correct. And, no witch party today. Nice and quiet up there. And then you walk in intending to go straight to Ruin?
Oh yeah.
Okay. The very first door you walk through puts you into Ruin's office.
Morning,
And-
boss.
He's standing with his back to you, and you can see that Francis and Mora are both standing in the room as well. There's a book down in front of them on the table. Mora quickly closes the book and puts it inside a bag. And Ruin turns and, "Oh, welcome in, Frankie."
I wasn't aware we would have company for our little meeting this morning.
Mora kind of picks the bag up and holds it close to her chest. No, we were just leaving. Right, Francis? Oh, why, yes, so we were just getting out of here. Toodaloo. And he hands you an apple as he walks past.
Frankie takes it, starts rubbing it on his shirt. Thanks, Francis. Always good to see you.
No problem, Francis. And he gives you a big wink. Mora is rolling their eyes as they exit the room.
Literally, the moment the door shuts behind Frankie, Frankie just turns to Ruin and goes, "So what's with the book?"
Curious one, I see. That is good. However, that is client confidentiality type deal, you understand.
Oh, so they're consulting you about it.
Are you ready for your training today?
Yeah, ready as I'll ever be.
You understand that the level of power you are about to attain most people would spend their entire lives trying to achieve. You are truly about to take a step beyond what most mortals could ever hope.
Yeah, I had a question about that actually. Are there side effects to our power increasing this rapidly? I mean, we've only been here,
Hmm?
what, 2 weeks?
He looks at his hand. He makes an exaggerated motion, uh, play at looking himself over and going, "No, I believe I feel fine myself. Why do you ask?"
Did you attain your level of mastery in the short amount of time that me and my friends are increasing our own prowess?
Yes, you can thank the magic of the collars and some sort of acceleration. I don't fully understand it. We're still trying to pull that one apart, as it were.
Difficult to do without actually being able to study them inert, I imagine.
Indeed. Impossible to study in their current form. And he pokes at his own. Yes, they are not very happy about being prodded. I can I can assure you.
Yeah, I can attest to that from personal experience.
Mm. Oh yes, the collars do that of their own accord. They don't have anyone. They don't need anybody to tell them to do that. They just I have a theory that they're sentient.
The collars?
Mm. Yes. No, Francis. Well, Francis disagrees. Or Francis. Yeah, Francis. Francis disagrees with me.
I really hope that confusion of names was like canonically. He's like, Francis, no, wait, you're Francis. No, he's Francis too. Yeah, that's right. That's it.
Mm-hmm. 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 Canonical.
Um, that is interesting. Something to think about, I suppose.
Indeed. So,
But
what what kind of secrets pull at your very soul? What is our magic kind of grows on its own, doesn't it? I just have to help you channel it directly or something. It's my job. Tell me about how this manifests.
well, I think you're going to be. Well, honestly, I'm not sure. You might be extremely displeased or extremely glad that you don't really have to lend me too much of your expertise with this one. So, me and my friends get hurt like a lot, and I mean like a lot.
Mm,
The bulk of what I am doing in any given fight is keeping most of us alive, often including myself. I get hit a lot too.
not a bad idea if you're the one that takes care of such things, I imagine.
Yeah, Rob's kind of got some of his own expertise in that area, but the bulk of that job does tend to land on me.
Yes,
Um,
the Holy One.
so my magic, it appears I am developing some level of minute control over my ability to heal people.
Oh, that's interesting. He
Yeah,
pulls
some
out like a little notepad and an emerald pen pops in the view from out of nothing and begins floating over the notepad, writing on it as it floats next to him. And he goes, "To go on."
well, I imagine it has something to do with my blood, my celestial blood. I don't know. It's like I can see the wound in great detail and just feel how to kind of knit it together with the magic. It's interesting. Out of character, I gained an ability called Empowered Healing from my Sorcerer's Origin, which allows me to re-roll some of the dice when I roll to heal somebody. So, like, if I roll a healing spell that's like 2d4 and I get a 4 and a 1, I can go, oh, I want to re-roll that 1 and go from there.
Oh, my headset just freaked out. Hope that broadcasted all that.
Okay.
He just nods. Oh, very, Very interesting, yes. Did you get that all down? He looks over at the pen, which, like, straightens up, like, almost reacting to him, and furiously writes a few more lines as he glares at it. Good.
As far as
Huh.
actual new spells that I've learned, I've been able to throw fire around for pretty much my entire magical career. So I
Mm.
decided to study the inverse a bit, and Frankie kind of twinkles his fingers and little ice crystals form in between them.
Oh. I'm more a particular fan of, electricity and thunder myself.
Yeah, you like to make an entrance, as they say.
Oh, yes. I do.
Respectable. I'm leaning more towards that direction a little bit later in my education, I think. It'll be some time before I can pick up something along those lines. I have much to learn from you, Master.
Ha. Actually, your magic kind of just grows on its own now, doesn't it?
Yeah, but, I want to give you some credit for helping me. I appreciate that you have actually been going out of your way to help me.
Well, I have to. But, you are quite interesting, I must say. At first, I was put off by the whole celestial thing, but you've really made something of yourself here. I respect the way that you wield your magic. It is powerful in its own way.
Thank you. I've tried to add a little panache to it, having learned from you and some of the other spellcasters around here that, especially for the arena, a lot of the spellcasting is crowd work, as they say.
Oh, yes, indeed. And you and Ruin have a very good conversation. Unlike Rob, you don't have to, like, overexert or hurt yourself to learn this. Because as Ruin said, this just kind of naturally is growing within you.
Yeah.
Yours is the least painful of the process. Who's next?
Gorkar.
Alright, Gorkar.
Speaking of painful processes,
That's what prompted me.
So, when we come to find Gorkar, Gorkar is his leather armor has deep gouges and hacks in it. There's blood dripping from them, and across the way from him is Merc, and she's equally bloodied, just absolutely covered in her own blood and Gorkar's blood. There's deep cuts in her. One of her arms is hanging down, useless. The other one wielding her two-handed weapon by itself. And she's just grinning and says, "Yes, good. Gorkar, bring Merc the pain!" Gorkar, what is your level up getting today?
I get fanatical focus.
Which does?
If Gorkar fails a saving throw while raging, I'm allowed to re-roll it, but I must use the new roll.
Okay. So, Merc, like, charges Gorkar and tries to knock him off his feet. And Gorkar, it seems almost like Gorkar about goes off balance. But then you see there's like a swirl around him of invisible energy as he closes his eyes. And shoo, and he suddenly has his footing again. Merc just grins. Gorkar learned good new tricks. Merc-like.
And all thanks to Gorkar's god. Gorkar's goddess imbue him with the ability. Gorkar just finally realized. I'm imagining the almost slip was like in anime where you see people like clearly off of both of their feet flying backwards, and then all of a sudden they focus and their feet somehow manage to get behind them and they land on the tips of their toes and then stand up and like shake it off.
Yep. However, we do not get to know the outcome of this fight. However, there is one spectator who's just sitting off to the side eating a big bowl of popcorn, and it's Caltog. Oh, man, these guys, they're absolute maniacs. I love it. Oh, wow, that would hurt. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. I'm gonna have to fix that later. Meanwhile, Mr. Jabbas, we find
Best lizard
ourselves
for last lizard.
down in the Warrens.
Yes.
You've got... There's like a large building that is off to the side that you've used for training before with Kitch. And this time, Tank and Dinkle are dressed up in these like outrageous mock guard outfits, and they've got sticks that they're holding like guards on patrol with guns over their shoulder, and they're like making a big show of marching back and forth, and you're like, you know, you're doing drills where Kitch is telling you to sneak past them to get here, take this thing out of their pocket. What is some of the new features that you're getting this level as well?
The new features that we got this level is expertise. I picked 2 skills that I am proficient with and gained expertise in them, basically doubling my modifier in them. I chose sleight of hand and deception.
Ah, good. So, at one point, he has you steal something from one of the 2, and then Kitch tells you to convince them that that the other one stole it from them. Basically, he's like, go to Tink, and take his pocket watch, and then plant it on Dinkle, and convince Tink that Dinkle stole it, and that Dinkle's lying.
That's smart.
So you exercise these 2 abilities to pull this off. And Tink and Dinkle, obviously, they'll be fine. They argue all the time. They'll be fine. But today they leave arguing with each other. Dinkle protesting his innocence, and Tink being very angry with Dinkle, holding his pocket watch close to himself. And Kitch just puts his hand on your shoulder, nodding proudly. Oh, yes, good job. You convinced them that the other one sucks. Amazing.
Poor Tink and Dinkle.
Oh gosh, that piano. Sirenscape, my gosh. So, you both probably similarly got a talk from... Oh my gosh. Sirenscape, we're turning you down. What was that? That really derailed my brain. Oh, I'm getting a drink of my energy drink before I move on.
Just the mysterious trains that somehow exist in the Warren.
Well, those are chains.
Oh, chains. Chains, trains, automobiles.
Yep. So yeah, you guys, probably Gorkar and Jabbers got some degree of the talk of like, hey, by the way, you're passing what is considered normal mortal limits. In some way, they Kitch just kind of relays to you, Jabbers, that there aren't many mortal creatures that ever get this powerful, and you're probably one of the most powerful kobolds that's ever lived now.
Wow.
And Gorkar similarly, Merc after... Oops, sorry.
Sorry. I knew it.
Same with Gorkar. Merc after the fight. Kaltog, comes over and heals you both up. And Merc, sitting on the ground covered in blood, just pats your, she just reaches up and pats your, probably your leg is the only thing she can really reach. She just, thump, thump, thump. Merc proud of Gorkar. Gorkar, pass what Merc told. limit of mortal creatures. Gorkar,
puffs
past that
his chest
now.
out. Gorkar puffs his chest out and says, Gorkar always knew Gorkar was destined for greatness, and then, like, thumps his chest a couple times and then goes, ow, oh, Gorkar's still a little sore.
Kaltog reaches
fight,
down with a syringe and goes, "Stop! Stop! Stop! Don't hit yourself there, please. It's still working. It's still stitching. Gosh, I gotta replace this."
Gorkar just kind of, like, looks at his chest and goes, Gorkar not hit that part anymore.
Good idea, big guy. Good idea. And Merc and Kaltog laughs.
Gorkar gets all misty-eyed looking down at Merc and goes, Gorkar couldn't have done this without Merc.
Merc looks back at Gorkar misty-eyed. Merc very proud of Gorkar. Kaltog goes, oh boy.
The two big badasses just being softies and, like, on the verge of tears.
I'll go get a whiskey. And Kaltog goes off to get a whiskey bottle for everybody. So
Gorkar need whiskey.
After all is said and done, you all head back to the Broken Fiddler. Go ahead and move thyselves.
As usual, trying to find myself on the map is...
Arcane
Text.
Ward. You were on the
No, I
word
knew I was
itself.
in the ward, I just couldn't see it for a sec, I got it.
Oh yeah, I put you right on the word to try to make you easier to see.
Oh, that beige.
Yep, so you all meet back up at the Broken Fiddler. You find that we're not going to change to the Broken Fiddler, but I am going to move Mr. Hank and Mr. Vorst there. You don't see any sign of Zolnar, but you do find Mr. Hank and Mr. Vorst standing inside waiting for you, and they just nod as you enter.
Mr. Hank, Mr. Vorse. Rob nods.
Morning, gentlemen.
Hello.
What do we owe the pleasure?
Your friend Zolnar has left a lunch for all of you. I suggest enjoying it before heading out. We will wait for you to finish.
So, you gonna tell us where we're going?
No.
Alright, Frankie goes in to find lunch.
Gorkar just shrugs and is like, Gorkar expect nothing less at this point.
I
Do we
keep
have a
thinking
choice?
one day they'll surprise me, you know? One day they'll just be like, oh yeah, you're gonna go do this.
It is not our job to tell you what you are doing. It is our job to make sure you get there.
Well, you guys do a good job.
Gorkar's just grumbling, looking for food, like maybe next time Hank and Force should come with and fight stuff.
So there's some sandwiches there. Zolnar seems to have taken great pains to make sandwiches that are based off of your particular likes. So each sandwich is different.
Nice.
Are we gonna describe what our characters' favorite sandwiches are?
Yes, definitely.
Who's going first?
Well,
hold on. Let's go down the list. So Rob is first.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm a basic person, and I already know what my favorite sandwich is.
Basic bitch.
Yep. So, sitting on my plate would be a foot-long sandwich. I'm assuming we get. The bread would be, you know, your typical Italian bread, obviously with the cheese on top. But anywhere I go to get a sandwich, I get chicken with lettuce, tomato, onions, pickles, and ranch, and cheddar cheese. And definitely toasted.
And it's still
That is
hot.
and that is my perfect sandwich.
Rob, you unwrap it and it's still steaming hot.
Oh, yeah.
Gorkar, what is Gorkar's favorite sandwich that he just got?
Gorkar prefers the taste of wild boar. So he's got like a big slab of like spicy barbecue pork with some like fried onions and some like melted, like just melted on top of the meat a little bit, a nice slice of yellow cheddar cheese on 2 pieces of Texas toast.
That sounds slaps.
I'll have to turn
Gorkar
you
have
down
very
some.
refined palate.
All right, Jabbers.
Okay, well,
What is
yeah,
Jabber's
yeah,
sandwich? We're going down the roster here on the stream screen.
Jabber's favorite sandwich is probably also on a sub roll. It is chopped meat. Chopped meat. You know, there's some sautéed onions. You know, vegetables, onions, peppers, things like that. Maybe some mushrooms, but some ooey gooey melted cheese on top of all that chopped meat. Definitely toast.
All of the veggies I'm imagining are just like a day past their best by date, so they're just starting to like wilt and decompose.
Of course.
With that nice rich aroma.
Mm-hmm. Think of
Frankie.
it like a
Oh, sorry.
cheesesteak.
A slightly off cheesesteak, but it's perfect for a kobold. Frankie, what's your sandwich?
well, Craven, the human avatar of Frankie, my sandwich would be a meatball sub. But I'm gonna say Frankie he's got like a French dip, so like thinly sliced roast beef, a couple layers of caramelized onions, some Swiss cheese, a little side of au jus to dip it in.
Oh boy.
I just came from work. Why are you making me think about a sandwich? I make it work.
I would eat all of those.
Oh boy. So,
So
you
would
all
I.
have your sandwiches, and then when you finish, you walk out to where Mr. Hank and Mr. Vorst are waiting for you. And they look at you very seriously and say, "Are you prepared?"
We're going to another crystal trial, right? So one of us has to be prepared to be the bearer.
Yes.
Mm.
You see them mulling over whether to answer that or not, and then they just give you the simple yes.
I volunteer.
It is not imperative that you choose now.
Just I'm assuming we're gonna start walking.
Gorkar thought Crystal chose own bear.
Well,
No.
Jabbers took this one last time.
Mm-hmm.
Now remember, Rob almost did it last time, and then he had to look at the lady in charge of Gore, whose name escapes me, and then was like, "Nah."
Mr. Hank
Jabbers
says
took-
very simply, "At sauce."
Yeah, it's us. That's it.
Gorkar looks down at his recovering fur and says, Gorkar not forget that sauce for a long time.
I appreciate you biting that bullet for me.
Mmm.
Yeah,
Jabbers
but-
like shiny, so.
Listen, I figured this is a math problem at this point. We're all going to have to do it eventually, but I was the first one whose world already disappeared, so if this goes wrong, I kind of have nothing to lose, so I volunteer.
Maybe not fit your vibe when we get there. I don't know.
Fair enough.
So they take you to the north gate.
Oh, Dips, I have a question.
Yes.
Gorkar is on day 4 or 5 of fur regrowth.
We'll say 5, because I'm not tracking it.
2 more days. 2 more days and Gorkar will be fuzzy again.
So Mr. Hank and Mr. Vorst stand on either side of the gate, which opens up to a swirling vortex similar to the one you saw at Gore. No discernible difference yet. It is ready for you.
Alright, guys, let's hope this one doesn't rain some other kind of bodily fluid.
And
Right.
Mr. Vorst puts his hand out before the first of you steps into it and looks at who's the first one to step forward, I'll say.
You know it.
Okay, so Rob, Mr. Vorst puts his hand out. Mr. Hank is usually the one that talks. Mr. Vorst very rarely speaks. Mr. Vorst puts his hand out to stop you and looks at you very seriously, and then he takes his sunglasses off, and you are met with the piercing gaze of his pure, void black eyes. And he
Rob
stares
never
at you
sees
for a
his sight.
moment, and he says, "You are farther than most. Get. You are now a hope. Good luck." And he puts his glasses back on and straightens up. Mr. Hank just clears his throat. "Move forward, please."
You can see that this visibly made Rob even feel more proud than he was feeling before. And just eager to go.
We enter.
We enter. Alright. So, don't touch your models for a moment while I change things over. I'm going to play
Anticipation.
I'm going to play the new soundscape while we wait. I'm going to switch over the visuals first, though.
So I always forget which of them is which. Which one is the Minotaur and which is the Bugbear?
Mr. Vorst is the Bugbear.
Aha.
Mr. Hank is the Minotaur. Mr. Hank is usually the one that
I did not mean
speaks.
to do that.
Hmm.
You step into a very dry, not unpleasantly hot, but still somewhat hot, sandy setting. There is grass growing around, and palm trees dot the landscape.
Desert.
Well, this place doesn't seem as bad.
You can
Plants grow here at least.
You can hear bird song out amongst the trees and small insects.
Huh.
At least it is resembling of some normal environment.
Right. We have places like this where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
So do we, so I'm told. Or so did we?
Jabbers used to live in coastal area. Not too far.
There's a gust of sharp wind that blows past, kind of blowing some sand up across the landscape in a line as you watch it pass by.
So, is there somewhere we're supposed to go in here?
I'm not sure. I've never traveled these kind of lands before.
Who has the
Only
highest
read
passive
about them.
perception?
I think it's Jabbers.
Probably not Gorkar.
Not
Jabbers is
me.
14.
That's not bad. 13.
Frankie's also 14, so Jabbers and I are tied for it.
Rob, what's your passive perception?
10. I'm a halfway.
Okay, so Frankie and Jabbers, you both look up and you can see a small sign kind of tacked onto a nearby palm tree within sight of the portal behind you. And you read it, and it says, it's got an arrow pointing, basically, forward. Or I should say, the arrow looks like it's pointing directly up, but for those that read signs, you know what that means. And it says Solstice Town, or Town of Solstice.
Huh.
Solstice.
Sus.
Gorkar, with his 8 intelligence, looks up in the air and says, Gorkar not see anything.
No, it means north, forward. I have an idea. Frankie's gonna hop on his broom and say the activation phrase
Which is
and arise chicken.
arise, chicken.
It's every time I do it, it's like the Simpsons meme where everyone's staring at Bart. Say it. And he's gonna fly up just directly up into the air and see if he can see anything in the distance with a bird's eye view.
Perception check.
Uno momento. That is a natural 20 for a 24.
You go up and you look, and you see that this area stretches out quite a long ways. You are on the bottom part of a peninsula that stretches down to the south. Kind of like Gore, the land ends and drops into a nothingness. Though you see some kind of strange purplish energy emanating off of the land itself, almost like waves. Energy that acts that's behaving kind of like waves of water.
So like splashing into the edge of it and then receding.
Well, you don't see any splashing, but it is like the movements are very wave-like up against the shores of this floating island or this floating land. And to the north, you see a city. You see a town with tall, sand-colored walls surrounding it. And you see quite a bit of activity. I mean, about an hour or two.
Okay. Frankie's gonna zoom down to his companions and land and say, well, boys, we got another walk ahead of us.
Luckies.
Don't we always?
Civilization is about an hour's walk north.
Okie dokie.
Alright. Which one of you guys want to roll a d20 for me?
I can do that. Roll it. Hey! That's a 3.
The wind shifts. And you find yourselves... Now we're gonna get a good look at what the road looks like here. Heck yeah. So go ahead and put yourselves... I will place down a square, which is the area that you can be in.
Right. Sorry, guys.
There we go. I believe... Oh, hey, Gorkar, you can move yourself?
No, but
Yeah.
we
Oh,
can.
you didn't. I got my.
Somebody...
I got my computer.
You have your
Take it away
computer.
from me then.
Oh, so you're able to move yourself now. Awesome. I didn't even know, dude.
As an addendum to this thing, I can't rotate myself right now because my mouse is in storage. So I'm having to use a trackpad.
Oh, if you click yourself, you should be able to set rotation in the menu on the bottom.
That has not worked for me for some time.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Rotate. You can't rotate with the, because you don't have. Okay, never mind. I see what rotates though. Haha. You pick yourself up and then. Oh, God damn it! It's sticking to my mouse.
There we
you pick
go.
yourself up and spin wheel. Sorry, I've Gorkar stuck to my mouse. I have to move Gorkar back into the box. Oh, he's still there.
All right. So, you guys, you feel a shift in the wind. And you see up ahead a group of 4 medium-sized creatures that look like sables. I don't know if you know what a sable is. But
It's
they
like a
are
ferret, right?
But they are medium-sized and they are made of bronze. And they're called bronze sables. And in the middle of them is a a medium-sized, sorry, very unfriendly-looking clockwork iron cobra, which hisses angrily at you guys. And you get the impression that you're in for trouble.
Uh-oh.
So is the sable?
Go ahead and roll
uh,
initiative, please.
Is the sable the tiny carnivore or the fucking ram-looking thing? Because they're both named sables.
Oh, the
sable is like a
tiny
kind
carnivore.
of ferret.
Yeah,
It's like
the,
a
the
mongoose.
ferret thing.
Gotcha. Because I just googled sable and I got 2 results.
Well,
Just
I
making sure
actually
had the right
have,
picture.
I actually did my due diligence for this session, and I actually have, proper tokens for things.
Oh, nice.
So the bronze sable token actually has a sable on it, so you can zoom in on it if you need. So Gorkar needs your initiative.
Gorkar is ready. Dirty 20.
Alright. Giving them letters. Okay. And you know what? Where they're standing right now is mostly good, so I'm just going to keep it. So, Gorkar, you're up first.
Nice. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 35 feet. Okay. That should put me within 10 feet of the first sable, right?
Yes. Let me fix where he is, but yes. It does.
Excellent. And we are going to hit it with a +1 great axe. Hey, I don't suppose 12 hits?
A 12 against one of the bronze sables is a miss.
Yeah. Alright, we're gonna try that again. Does a 14 hit?
Nope.
Damn it. Oh, Gorkar's gonna rage, by the way.
You got it. Now that he's missed, he's like, you sons of bitches!
Yep, that's exactly what happened. He wasn't planning on raging, and then he missed twice, and it just happened.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That's my turn.
Alright. The Clockwork Iron Cobra goes next. Okay. It is going to move 5, 10, 15 feet to get right up with Gorkar. And it is going to try to bite him. Gorkar, does an 8 hit you?
No.
Rob,
So
your
close,
turn.
Alright. We are gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Damn you. Alright, 2 javelins in hand. First throw. Yeah. No! Why? That's a net one.
Womp, womp.
It was literally gonna be a 19.
Alright, roll that d20. Let's see what you get on the house chart.
Oh, crap.
Something good. Goodness, 16.
16, you overextend yourself, leaving yourself open to attack. If you are in melee range of an enemy, they are granted an attack of opportunity at disadvantage against you.
Am I?
You are not within melee range of an enemy.
Okay.
Wait, what did you do? Wait, how did you... Was that a ranged attack you made?
Yeah, through a
Oh,
javelin.
I see. Yep, nope,
Aha!
nothing can hit you.
Alright, I got away with it. Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna throw another one. Yeah. Okay. A 15.
Against the
Cobra.
Iron Cobra?
Yeah.
That's a hit.
Nice. Okay. That's a nice. Take 5 points.
Alright, 5 points of damage to the Iron Cobra.
That'll end my.
The
Wait.
Clockwork Iron
Yeah, no,
Cobra.
okay.
Frankie.
Okay, this is gonna hurt, but I see it as a good idea. So we're gonna move our full 30 feet. 5, 10, 15. Fuck.
Huh?
Sorry, I'm having harpy issues.
Oh, sorry.
There we go, and I am going to cast my newest spell. We are going to cast it by burning a metamagic, or a sorcerer point to double its range, so it is now a 60-foot cone in a general sort of, let me ping it, this way direction.
Yeah, you can get all of them without getting Rob or Gorkar since of the straight line thing.
And we are going to cast Rhymes Binding Ice. So I need all of them to give me a DC 17 Constitution saving throw.
Alright, Clockwork Iron Cobra Constitution save is a 9.
That is a fail.
The Bronze Sables, 22,
That's a pass.
12,
That's a fail.
16,
Also a fail.
and 17.
That meets. So
Pass.
4. Yeah. So all of the ones that failed, their movement speed is now 0, as their feet are encased in ice. I think that's all it does in terms of extra stuff. Yeah, so it's not like incapacitating them or restraining them or anything, it just reduces their movement speed to 0.
I've got them annotated on my thing here. They're called Bronze Sable Letter 0 Move.
Okay.
So I can annotate things right on them like that, and I love it.
And all the ones who failed are going to be taking 21 cold damage, and the ones that succeeded are going to be taking 11 cold damage, or 10, depending on how we round.
11. So
Yeah.
21, 21, 21, 11, and 11. Okay. Clockwork Iron Cobra is still winded. Bronze Sable A and D are bloodied, and B and C are winded. And the Clockwork Iron Cobra and Bronze Sable... oh wait, I had it backwards. Oh well, let me change it. B and C are bloodied, A and D are winded. So let me fix this.
And just for clarification, to break out of the ice, there is no save for it, and the creature that's hindered by it also can't do it. A creature next to them has to use their action to break them free of it, or it expires in 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And that is going to be Frankie's turn.
Alright, Jabbers, you're up.
All right. Well, we ready up the crossbow. We're going to use a steady aim as a bonus action, giving ourselves advantage. And we're going to take a good shot at Mr. Snakeface there.
Okay.
All right. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do.
Are you singing with the music?
How's a 26 to hit?
Yeah, that works.
Cool. Alright, 8 plus sneak attack 10. So 18 damage.
All right, it is still winded.
Terrific. That'll be our turn.
Bronze sables are up. This one can move. And this one can move. And they bound forward for Gorkar. They are both going to attack Gorkar. They have pack tactics.
So they get advantage.
So the first one's going to bite. That's a 24 to hit Gorkar.
Yep.
So 9. So you take 5 piercing damage. Its second bite attack is a 17 to hit.
That hits. That fucking AC.
You take 9, so you take 5 more piercing damage. For the second bronze sable, that is a 12 to miss. And a 16 to miss.
Alright.
We're at the top of round 2. Gorkar is winded. The Clockwork Iron Cobra is winded. Rob, Frankie, and Jabbers are all at full strength. 2 of the bronze sables are winded, and 2 of them are bloodied. Gorkar, it is your turn.
Gorkar laughs in the face of danger and swings his great axe at the bronze sable that is directly in front of him.
Ha 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 ha!
You think you can hurt Gorkar? Gorkar just fought Merg.
How about a 19 to hit?
Yep, 19 hits. You're hitting the one directly above you, right?
Yes.
Got it.
Alright. So let's do some maths. So, 14 plus, is it still 2? Let me make sure. Plus 2 damage, okay. Plus 2, plus, so it's 16 plus 1d6 plus 1. Yeah, maximum of 7 more points. So 16 plus 7 is 23 magical slashing damage.
And you obliterate this thing.
Gorkar cackles and swings at the one that's to his left.
You got it.
Yeah! Natural 20.
All right. Yep, that's a big amount of damage in it.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to roll to clear. Nope, don't want that. So, 12 plus whatever I roll here. +12 plus 13, 25 slashing damage.
Okay, you said how much?
25.
Yeah, another one goes just absolute junk heap.
Gorkar raises the great axe over his head and cackles and stands there, and that is the end of Gorkar's turn.
I just hear the sand people honking in my head. Clockwork Iron Cobra's turn. It is going to try to bite Gorkar. 21 to hit.
That's a hit.
Gorkar, can you make a Constitution saving throw as you feel some kind of poison seep
Plus
into
3.
you? Yeah, +3 because you're next to Rob.
15.
15 is a pass, so you take 6 piercing damage, and you pass on the save, which would have been a paralyzing effect until the end of your next turn. Rob, it is your turn. Oh, I'm sorry, you take half that damage. You take 3 piercing damage.
Oh,
Let me heal 3.
And it is Rob's turn.
I will stand, well, 5 feet forward. And now I can finally hit you with the mace. Yeah. Oh, god damn it. 11.
That's a miss.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. That's better. 24.
That's a hit. Rah. Thanks, Gorkar.
Ah. Yeah. No, you butthole. Whatever. 8 points.
Alright, you do 8 points of damage to it. It is now bloodied. Or in this case, oily? I don't know. It's clockwork.
It's dented.
Mm-hmm. Anything else from
I'm gonna
Rob?
No, I have faith that enough damage will be done.
Alright,
My turn.
Frankie's turn.
Oh boy. Think about this. We're going to cast Mind Sliver on the Cobra, so I need it to give me a DC 17 intelligence check.
Is there a minimum intelligence that can be affected?
Nope, just says creature I can see.
Okay. 7.
So that's a fail. So he's gonna take 8 psychic damage, and he has to subtract a d4 from his next saving throw. And as a little caveat, we are going to throw a healing word at my good buddy Gorkar.
Who is pinging?
Ignore that. I had my thing set on the wrong.
You
Uh-oh.
get 8 hit points back, Gorky.
Yeah.
It's Gorkin time. But first, it's Jabbers.
All right. Once again, crossbow, steady aim for a bonus action. Give ourselves advantage. We're gonna take a shot at our sneak friend there.
Alright.
Oh yeah, 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Cool. Let's see, 8 plus 7. Ugh, not so great. 15 damage. And
15 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, it is now staggered.
Terrific.
How long does the 0 movement speed last on the Sables there, Frankie?
6 turns. Or
You
sorry,
got it.
10 turns, because it's a minute.
Okay. Is that it for Jabs?
It is indeed.
Alright. Bronze Sable's turn. They are very angry. And now it is at the top of round 3, as they cannot move. Gorkar is winded, Clockwork Iron Cobra is staggered, Rob, Frankie, and Jabbers are at full health. 2 of the 4 Bronze Sables are dead, the other 2 are bloodied. Gorkar, it is your turn.
Yeah. Gorkar is going to turn his fury to the Iron Cobra. And we're sticking with the Great Axe. Come on, Gorkin time. Oh, balls. 13.
13 against the Iron Cobra is a hit.
Yeah! Oh, low damage. 8 plus... Come on, big money, no whammies. 8 plus 5. Alright, so 13 damage.
Alright, still up.
Alrighty, we got another one of those coming right behind it.
Still staggered.
Dirty 20.
That's a hit.
So 17 damage.
Yep, it's done. You hit it, and there's a loud sound as it collapses on itself, and just becomes a pile of gears and cogs and parts.
Hell yeah, that's Gorkar's turn.
Rob, you're up.
Nice. Point. No. Hold on, I gotta refresh. Oh, okay, I did do it. Mace. Yeah. Roll good. 24. Hiya.
That is a hit.
Take 12 points.
12 points to Bronze Sable. Blah, 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 blah. B?
Yeah.
That's a dead Bronze
Lovely.
Sable.
Nice.
You step into the next one?
Yeah. Hiya. Damn it, no! I missed.
That's a 10. That's a miss. Yep.
I laugh at its face and then I end my turn.
Frankie's turn.
We're gonna do second burst, same as the first. Cast Vine Spike on that guy. So, intelligence saving throw, please.
There's only the one left. So you got it. That is a -1.
Damn. So he takes 4 psychic damage. And yeah, I think that's my turn.
The last Bronze Sable is staggered. Jabbers.
Alright. Another bolt. Here we come.
Pew!
Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. 17 to hit.
That is a hit.
Cool. Let's see, 7. Ooh, that wasn't so good. 13 damage this time.
And it goes down. You did it!
Kick
Yeah.
ass.
And you are left in the windy silence of this place.
A good first battle.
Hmm.
You do note that in Gore, it was a lot of demons, or I should say it was a lot of fiendish creatures and fey creatures present. These creatures all were constructs of a sort.
Huh.
More mechanical things wandering. Not unlike the dungeon we just went through.
Aminal robots.
Why would you build animal robots?
You look out across the strange landscape and you see what looks like, at first, it looks like a dust devil, like a small type tornado. But you look closer and you realize that it has somewhat incorporeal looking arms made of swirling dust. And you can make out a bit of a face in the front of it. Go ahead and make insight checks. We'll just use insight for this one.
13.
Damn it. 3.
Well,
Couldn't hear you, Jabbers.
Middle of the road, 10.
Yeah, we don't know what the fuck this thing is.
12. Frankie, you're the closest to knowing anything, and as far as you can tell, it's some kind of elemental creature, but you can't really, you can't really place how or what.
that sand's been working out.
Rob raises his shield and mace.
It's not coming
It's
towards you. If anything, it did look over in your direction and just kind of stare for a moment, and then turned with disinterest and continued going off in another direction.
I believe it means us no harm.
Oh, that's good.
I've never seen anything like it.
Gorkar not know how to fight sand.
Hmm.
In my experience, get it wet.
Giggity.
Great,
Smart.
good ideas.
So you all continue up the road. I'm putting you over here so that you'll just be in kind of relatively the right place. As you approach the town that Frankie saw in the distance earlier.
This is some real Age of Empires shit. I love it.
You have no idea how long this took me to do because of the isometric nature of the tile set. This was this huge pain in the ass. But it was worth it. So
It
yeah,
looks really good.
you all approach the tall stone walls, and you see a sign to the side that says Solstice Town.
I think we're in Solstice Town.
I think you're right, Jabbers.
Well, we're not
There
going to learn anything
is a
standing out here.
large 10-foot tall statue that stands in the middle of the road. And as you approach it, it moves, puts a hand up, and says, "Halt! What is your business in Solstice, travelers?"
My name is Rob the Pure, and we have come from
Place
far
down
away.
under. Sorry.
And we have been sent on a quest to bear the next gem.
By the way, you guys got 475 experience points for the Bronze Sable and Clockwork Iron Cobra fight.
Or 75, you said?
475. Looking at him, by the way, he is a massive living statue made of marble, standing at the front gate of the town. He has a commanding presence and somewhat of an intimidating aura. He looks down at you. Who has the highest passive insight? It was Frankie, right?
Frankie and... Insight? I don't know. Perception is... it's the same for me, 14.
It's not Jabbers.
9.
Passive insight 14. Gorkar's is 10. Yep. So Frankie, looking up at this thing, despite its somewhat intimidating presence, you get the very distinct feeling that this very large marble construct is very gentle and kind. You can see it in his eyes.
He means us no harm. It is as Rob said, we are here to face whatever challenges Solstice has for the next bearer of the gem.
Welcome, travelers from the Lost City. I am Valtor, and I guard the gate of Solstice Town. You are welcome here. Please do not cause any trouble inside our walls.
You have my word.
Are there any specific rules we should be aware of?
Don't be an asshole.
Well, we're pretty middling at that, but we'll do our best.
He
Sounds
laughs
good.
somewhat good-naturedly. It's good to speak to someone new again.
How long has it been?
I do not know. Sorry.
Alright, well...
Did you have any questions about the interior of our town? Perhaps you are looking for something specific.
I mean, whoever's in charge, right? That's who we had to go talk to last time.
Who is in charge? There is a council, but your best bet would be a Jinn by the name of Zephyr.
Is that
Jin?
Yes.
What's a gin? I lean over
DJ,
to Frankie.
spelled DJINN, by the
Yeah, I lean
way.
over to Frankie like, what's
Jenny.
that?
I'm gonna roll an Arcana check to see if Frankie knows. I know.
That would be a
obviously,
history.
but-
That would be a history.
Okay. All right. But I thought djinns were elementals. Wouldn't that be pertaining to the elemental planes?
Yeah, but that's not really magical knowledge.
Um,
Well, I guess
The-
it could be.
Arcana
Sure.
literally says the planes of existence and the inhabitants of those planes.
You got it.
So that's a 15.
A 15. Yeah, you know a bit about Zhen. You know they go by many names. Zhen is just one of the many names.
They're elementals, Rob. Beings of fire or air or earth. Very powerful ones.
Zephyr is of the air element. Yes, you are correct in your assessment of what a Zhen is.
So,
Windy.
you mean quite literally a living gust of wind?
It is a bit more complex than that.
I see. I've never encountered such a thing. I'm sorry. I mean, up until today, I've never seen a marble statue that could talk or move. Rob just kind of is like looking at you, like awestruck.
I imagine you will see many things you are not used to inside then.
No. Did somebody carve you?
He just stares at you for a moment.
Just
If you wish
blankly
to stay longer than, if you wish to stay the night, there is a, let me see. Actually, where is my thing here? Blah, 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 blah. Well, there is a temple in town that you could go and talk to. They might be able to give you a room for the night.
Huh. Okay. Temples are good.
And fair enough.
As far as the other things at hand, let me see. You could, go to the blacksmith. There is a elemental salamander by the name of Blaze who is very skilled. They work within the temple, of course, crafting weapons and armor, but he is proud of his craft. I would suggest not angering him, though. He is quite irritable at times.
I'd very much like to go there.
You might say he has a fiery temper.
Yes, you could.
Frankie just like beams and goes, "Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable taking the gem from this one."
Also, there is a Marid which performs at the local fountains. You may find her quite graceful and charming, though somewhat vain. I
don't have a
believe
good
that
pun for that
is
one.
all of the highlights, so to speak.
Oh.
We have
We're
a
in charge,
marketplace and a very large and proud temple, as well as a smaller temple.
This place is a lot better than last place we went to. Last place just
Hey.
had a lady that wanted to have burrito with everybody.
Yeah.
We do
That's
not.
it.
We do not partake of such things here.
I imagine so.
You cannot imagine how immeasurably glad most of this group is to hear that.
Well, enjoy your time inside. You can come back and ask me if you have any questions. I am here all day and all night, every day.
Do you
Thank
poop?
you. Well,
I do not eat.
Oh. Okay.
so no one carved you then.
No.
Gotcha.
He's an elemental. They're just kind of.
I am not an
are.
elemental. I am a construct.
Oh.
Well, see, I don't know everything I'm talking about.
See, this is why I'm asking questions.
Well, let's carry on. We should speak with this djinn first, I believe.
Gorkar thinks
Right.
someone stacked all the rocks together and then cast a spell, and now. And then he just kind of gestures at the construct.
I mean, it's kind of like carving, sort of magical carving.
So you walk into the town through the large arched gate, past the little gardens at the entryway. You see that the town itself is rather neatly set up. To your immediate left is kind of a low income looking area of homes. You see a large number of elemental and construct beings of all sizes making their way this way and that, talking amongst each other within. You also see to your right there is a long rectangular fountain at the end of which is a busy marketplace. Again, various elementals and constructs fill that area. We'll move you guys inside. And as you can see, you guys are still a bit bigger than you should be for the scale of this place, but it's okay.
Where
Up
did you
ahead.
say the djinn is? In the temple?
Yes, the let me see. Yes, the town council takes up seating in the large temple at the back of the town. The smaller temple is off to your right, if you go down the road here. And then some of the like important people, or I should say important individuals that live and work here in the town, live in the small neighborhood in the very back corner. And then the large fountain is where the marble construct said that the Mareed performed usually, though sometimes she could be found in one of the other two fountains.
I'm gonna read.
And yeah, this place is full of like where Gore had maybe 25 total people living in it. There are hundreds of individuals here. Like at least a few hundred.
Since the moment we stepped through the gates, Rob has just been in awe and like looking at the sights and the people and everything around like a child because this is all just new to him.
Anybody else just kind of waiting for the other boot to drop? Like, this place seems kind of nice, right?
I mean, come on, don't ruin it. Let's just bask in this moment, right? That was
Fra- Frankie doesn't answer that question.
He does. Okay.
So what now? We look for people to start quest. We gotta find Gem.
I agree. I say we head to the temple and we can take in the sights when we've done our work.
Okay. I guess you're right.
Business before pleasure and all that, my lord.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't lose myself in excitement too often.
So which way are you going? Are you going straight down the road and taking a turn, or are you going to cut over and walk past the large fountain?
There was mention of something that dances in that fountain. I would like to keep us away from that, if for any reason not to distract the more amorous members of the party.
Alright. That sounds fair.
Gorkar get feeling you're talking about Gorkar.
Well, you did, quote unquote, volunteer to lay with the last one, even though none of
Gorkar
us.
not know that was what Netsos wanted.
Look, all
Gorkar
I'm saying is
offered help.
All I'm saying is I'm reminding you that none of us asked you to do that, and you're still suffering the consequences. And Frankie gestures at the regrowing hair on Gorkar's body.
Gorkar just rubs one of his arms and goes, you know, Gorkar got burned other times after breeding with Etsos.
Yeah, I'd just like to think that's some kind of karmic retribution to make sure you don't forget what happened.
By the way, I am going to post a picture of effectively what the Mareed looks like in the Velderheim OOC chat in our Discord, just in case you guys are wondering.
To add to the conversation, before it drops, Rob turns to Gorkar and puts his hand on his and goes, "Don't worry, Gorkar. I appreciate all of your noble gestures."
So Frankie is doing good to steer you away from that fountain, I believe, if you look at that picture.
Yeah,
Heaton has entered the chat.
knowing my luck as well with this sort of thing, we'll encounter some sort of beautiful thing that tries to get into my pants, and I don't know if I'm there yet. So let's just go to the temple, please.
A Mareed could look any number of ways, including very lizard-like, fish-like appearance, but I'm going more the pure water elemental route, where they are like living water. So, yep.
I have very inappropriate questions that can wait till after session.
She's made of water. The answer is probably no.
And
I mean, but how dense is the water? Never mind. I digress. Let's go to the temple.
Alright, so you guys head to the temple. I'll put you guys, like, what, up here on the steps of the temple. As you approach the temple, you see that it has very long, sloping staircase leading up to a platform that is about 20 feet high. That then goes to another staircase, which leads up to the top of the temple, where you can see that the actual interior of the temple entrance is up at the very top.
Too many stairs.
Frankie is going to climb on his broom.
You walk up the stairs and into the entryway of the temple, and find yourselves in a somewhat busy temple room. Very large, open space. Various elementals of all different kinds, as well as different constructs making their way this way and that. You also, well, as you walk in, let's see, where are my notes? Let's see here. There we go. So, Jabbers, a large sand golem, almost runs into you. They have like a large blue hat and they've got like a mop in their hands. And you hear a voice from it say, "Oh, I'm sorry, little guy. I didn't see you down there." There's like sand dropping off all over the place from them. But you can see that this sand golem has like implements of cleaning.
Be careful.
Oh, sorry. Hey, I don't recognize you. Who are you?
I don't recognize you either.
Oh, I'm Sandy.
I'm Jabbers.
Hello, Jabbers. I'm the janitor. I keep this place nice and clean. She looks around at the sand around herself and goes, "Oh, dang it," and starts like scooping it up. And like the way that she does it is she sweeps the sand up into a dustpan and then holds it up above her head and lets it like drop back down onto her, and it just like amalgates back into her body.
You missed a bit.
Thank you. What brings you here? Is there anything I can help you with?
We're looking for a gem. We're supposed to be new bears.
Gem? I
We're
don't
heroes.
know anything about a gem. Are you here to see Zephyr?
I don't know a Zephyr.
Yes, we're here to see Zephyr.
Oh. We're here to see Zephyr.
Well, I will go and let someone know. Stay here. Someone will come and get you, okay?
Okay, bye.
She
Thank
smiles, bows, cleans up the sand mess from around herself again, and then goes off. You can see, like, just the trail of sand left behind from her. None of the other elementals seem to care, or the constructs either. They just walk over it like it doesn't exist. She seems to be leaving more of a mess than she cleans, though.
She
See-
seems trying.
Yes, that's one way to describe it.
An A for effort.
Hmm.
Eventually. Oh, sorry.
It seems inefficiency runs amongst all species.
Eventually, there is an individual. They look like some kind of air elemental. They have no legs, but instead a swirl of air that holds their upper torso aloft. Their hands, their arms are crossed in front of them, and they just shoof up to you. And their one hand pulls at their very long, elegant mustache, and he says, "I hear that you are looking for me. I am Zephyr. I am the head advisor to the town council. Is there anything I can help you with, my friends?"
Frankie's gonna kind of look around and see if the others are gonna speak up, and if not, he's gonna speak up, then speak for them.
Well, you are a future bearer, I suppose. And Rob kind of like does the hands to lead forward gesture.
Greetings, Zephyr. We are emissaries of Lord Veld, and we have been sent here to overcome some sort of trial in order to bear one of the great gems. Would you know anything about that?
When you say Lord Veld, a lot of the nearby conversation around you goes quiet. You note that a lot of the elementals and constructs have stopped what they're doing, or kind of looking in your direction. Zephyr goes, perhaps we should speak more privately in my office. What do you say? And he extends a hand out. Please, this way.
I think you say magic word.
As we were going, Frankie just kind of mutters to the others, remember what I was saying about the other boot dropping?
Mm-hmm. You know, it's funny because you mentioned it at the gate. I didn't mention where we're from. I just said I meant we were far away. And I guess that's why the boot didn't drop then.
Well, at least we got to experience some of the pleasant scenery before it happened.
You enter a very large, very nice office with books all around, and there is a currently inert, a very polished brass lamp, like oil lamp, sitting on a display inside of a glass case. And he doesn't have a chair. He just kind of swooshes around behind his desk and lowers a bit and then folds his hands on top of the desk and, "Please, have a seat." And 4 chairs of the exact perfect size for all 4 of you pop into existence in front of his desk.
Frankie sits politely.
It's very
Same.
comfortable, Frankie.
Magic chair.
It's one of the most comfortable chairs you've ever sat in. Almost like it was made just for you.
I'm a peasant, so that's a pretty low bar.
Well,
It's
You've
just a
also
folding
sat
chair.
in chairs supplied by Lord Veld, so
That's a good point.
So, the next group of adventurers have come from Velderheim. Very good. Very good. So, you're here for the gem. Yes.
That's what we have been told.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ah.
One of us, I won't say who, already possesses one.
He looks around and goes, "Yes, I usually am able to discern such a thing. Hence my surprise when you said you were here for the gem. I
We've
did not
taken
sense you coming."
we've taken steps to screen that particular effect.
Huh. Well, everyone here
there,
thought that
behind the
you were
scenes.
from somewhere else somehow. Yeah. Quite impossible, obviously. We are just a vestige, after all.
I mean, to be fair, us four are actually originally from somewhere else.
Yes, everyone that is in Felderheim is from somewhere else. This is our world, though. Been here since the beginning, myself. And soon to be the end. Not that we haven't managed to put that off a little bit, right?
Hopefully we can continue putting that off. Maybe even forever if we can.
He kind of like does like the and go face and then goes, yeah, definitely.
We're kind of used to people not having faith.
Yeah, we've been doing
It
pretty good so far.
Hasn't deterred me yet. I plan to save the universes.
Mm-hmm.
Gorkar think it's multiverse.
Well,
Also, Gorkar told he's stronger than most mortals already.
good
And
luck.
Gorkar only just beginning.
If you manage to succeed, have fun with the universe that you managed to salvage. But that is still a ways off, and there's no guarantee that you'll even succeed. So, the gem. The gem.
The gem.
Yeah, the elephant in the room, as it were.
What do we have to fight? Fetch? Do?
The gem is currently, not in our possession.
Oh.
I figured that much.
They
Yes.
usually aren't in our experience.
Oh, well, good. I mean, yeah, but yes.
So what do you need us to do, Zephyr? Let's speak
I feel, like
frank.
I feel like there's something you're afraid to tell us.
Maybe his ex-wife took it.
X. What?
The
Never mind him.
yeah, don't. It's a long story.
Oh, you're referring to Lady Etsos.
Oh, so you've had the displeasure.
Yes, unfortunately, I have. I have the displeasure of seeing her every time we have a council of the four vestiges.
So you guys do like meetings? We didn't know that.
That's cute.
Sometimes.
Clubs are nice and important. Jabber's in one.
It has been an age since the last, and I do not think we are on speaking terms anymore, so it does not matter.
You're not missing much there, bud.
Yeah.
I know. Trust me. So-
Okay.
So what do you need us to do, man? Like, what's going on here?
That's part of the problem. I do not know where it is. Sorry.
What do you mean? Like, you lost it under your bed or something? Or someone came up and took it or something?
It's been stolen, yes. It must be somewhere on the vestige. Otherwise, we wouldn't exist anymore.
Do you have any idea about who would take it? Any suspects?
They seem to have, shielded themselves from view, much like your little trick.
Hmm.
Oh, cool. I wonder if he also has to put his pants on his head in the morning.
What?
It's a long story. Don't worry about it.
So,
Sure.
can you narrow it down? Maybe there's a few places we can go.
Well, I don't know anything myself, or else I would tell you. More than happily. But Perhaps someone in town knows or has seen something. Perhaps you might be able to talk that information out of whoever it might be. Everyone has been rather tight-lipped with me, it would seem.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Where was it before it was declared missing?
He points, and there is an empty pedestal in the very middle of the room.
You're serious?
Oh no, that's right. He takes you out of his office into the main area and points. And there's like a pedestal in the very middle of the main area. And it's just empty.
Rob retorts to him. You're serious?
And he just nods, yes.
Well, realistically, why would anybody other than somebody from Velderheim want to take it? I mean, if you destroy it, all you're doing is destroying this place, therefore killing yourself.
The
There are bad
gems
people
are
out there.
very powerful magical artifacts. Do you not know what that gem that you have can do?
Are you? You're the one who lost it.
Everyone has been
I mean the one that you
notoriously-
have already.
Everyone has been
I mean, yeah.
notoriously tight-lipped with us about what they do.
Yes, they would be. They enjoy
I-
their little game a little too much, don't they?
Maddeningly so.
Collar to our necks.
Well, though I do not have a collar, I am a prisoner of my own home, now a vestige of what it once was.
Oh, as an
Figured it was
aside,
like that.
guys, watch what you say about the callers, ever, because Ruin and I think they might be alive.
Oh,
Oh.
Alive. That is, he suddenly gets a very worried look on his face, and he goes, that is... Huh. I don't like that.
There's a
Gross.
talking statue guarding your town, man. This shouldn't be difficult for you to believe.
What?
Yeah, but that's cool.
What are you talking about?
The marble
That's
guy.
not a talking statue.
He's made of stone. Marble.
That is a living statue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. We're arguing semantics here. There's an alive thing made out of rock and stone standing outside of your town.
And that is quite normal, thank you.
Yeah, so what I'm saying
Yes,
is it
dude.
shouldn't be difficult for you to believe that the callers might be alive.
The collars
I wouldn't have
are
asked him.
not the same as the living beings that populate this vestige.
Fair
Is-
enough.
That'd be like me saying that they were just like you.
I mean, in a way, they are kind of just like me, aren't they? If it's alive, you know?
I don't
do
know.
they poop?
We're just splitting hairs, you know? The callers? Oh, I don't know. We're getting wickedly off track here, and I apologize for that.
Well, your best bet is to start with Gargoyle.
Where might we find this gargoyle?
Gargoyle is the gargoyle that sits outside the temple. You will find him on his roost at the very top. If you call up to him, tell him that it is important that you must speak to him. He will come down and talk to you.
What if I just flew up and met him?
You can fly.
He holds out the broom.
He looks at the broom and then looks back at you. What is this?
It's a flying broom.
What is
Allow me to demonstrate. He straddles it and kind of makes a show of it, throws out his hands, and goes, "Arise, chicken!"
You rise up and he goes, huh. Interesting. Is its name Chicken?
I don't actually know. I didn't get to choose the activation phrase.
Oh, I
came
see.
like this
I
out
thought
of the
you.
box.
I thought that you. Never mind.
Well, while I'm up here, I'm gonna go see if I can get him to come down.
You fly out of the main area outside, and you see a stone gargoyle sitting atop the very center, right where you said it would be. It is motionless. It just looks like a statue.
Is Gorkar the only one who thinks it's weird that they named the gargoyle?
That is his name. What do you mean?
I mean, don't you think it's a little like simplistic?
Gorkar think it kind of on the nose. Like that'd be like if Gorkar's name was Bugbear.
Yeah.
And Rob's name was Human Man.
Human man, human man. Does whatever a human can.
Yes.
Which isn't much, I admit.
So Frankie is just gonna like raise himself to be like eye level with the gargoyle and kind of sorry to bother you, Mr. Gargoyle.
The head turns to face you.
Frankie like jumps a little bit, but continues. Sorry, I wasn't expecting that. We were told that you might have some information for us. Could you possibly be persuaded to come down and talk to me and my friends for a moment?
What do you need?
We're looking for the gem.
Yes.
Silence.
Yes, we are looking for the gem, or yes, you'll come talk to us.
Yes. The large stone wings that are folded suddenly spread out. Shoo. And he just silently takes off and flies down to the ground at the base of the temple.
Ah,
Frankie goes, and as he's flying down to meet him, he goes, "Come on, guys!" Shouts it into the temple.
He just lands. None of the other elementals or constructs around really pay any mind to him. Like, he lands near a few, and they don't bat an eye at it at all. Like, one of them even turns and goes, "Gargoyle?" And Gargoyle turns and grunts. And then turns back to face you all. And, like, when he turns and goes into, like, what effectively I would call the idle pose, he completely stops moving and is stone still again, like just a statue, as he waits for you to talk.
you a dragon?
No.
Okay.
He's a
I
gargoyle,
am
Jabbers.
Gargoyle.
I don't know what that is.
Well,
He makes his arm extends out, and then his index finger rolls around to point back at himself with his arm fully extended, and he goes, "Gargoyle."
Okay.
you don't like to talk much, do you?
Love to talk.
Really? Couldn't tell.
Interesting.
What is your favorite conversational topic?
He looks down at you, Jabbers, and says, "Kada is the best artist ever to live."
Oh, so you like art? Didn't expect that.
The arm extends up and he points at the fountain. You turn and you look, and you see a beautiful water being rising up out of the water of the fountain with a harp, a very long, slender harp. And they're kind of slowly spinning. They have like lily pad clothing that covers them somewhat. And they're slowly spinning up on this water spout and singing. You can't quite hear them because you're far enough away that it's not really clear. But you get the impression that that is Kada, the Marid that Valtor mentioned earlier.
Oh, so you You fancy the Mareed? Is that what you're saying?
She makes beautiful music. I listen all day from there. And he points up where you first found him. You're having a hard enough time hearing it from where you're currently standing.
So you must hear really good then.
I can hear almost everything that happens in this town from where I sit.
Oh, well, that's a wonderful segue into our actual topic of conversation, Gargoyle, which is that we're trying to find the gem, and we need any information you can get about who might have taken it.
Make a persuasion check there, Frankster.
Let it be said that Gorkar is just staring at the fountain, jaw agape, arms at his side, just like, Gorkar never seen anything like this.
We're gonna use our favored by the gods
Dancing.
just to pepper that up a little bit. So that's gonna turn a 17 into a 24.
Alright. He nods and says, well, it was taken at night. My hearing does not extend inside the temple, but there are those that work at night that may have seen something. There is a golem named Gravel that works in the slums. There is an Ifrit named Asha that is the head of the town guard. Prickles the Kakate may also know something. They work in the gardens at night.
Karanga?
Damn it. Cactacae. 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 A plant elemental.
It's like, is it live a cactus?
Yep. There is also Gruff, the Azir, who works in the nearby who works in the nearby mine. Those would be your best lead as far as the time frame that it disappeared.
Alright, so we've got a lot of canvassing to doing. Anything else you could tell us, Gargoyle? Any leads? Any advice?
He thinks for a moment and says, there is a Dao by the name Rocky who runs the local bank and oversees our financial affairs. I do not trust Rocky.
Okay, so Frankie kind of pauses.
He has coveted the gem since time immemorial.
Well, the obvious potential thief then would be him, but we should cover our bases before we go around throwing accusations. Maybe we should talk to some of the others first. Anybody have anything contrary to that or to add to that?
No, he say a lot.
Yeah, very, very useful. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Gargoyle. Is there anything that you would like from us in exchange for the information?
Do not make trouble in my town.
We will try.
We do not appreciate Veld's meddling.
Neither do we.
We understand it as a necessity.
Yeah, real grin and bear it stuff. Well, thank you for your help. Again, if you need anything from us, you let us know. You can fly, and you have a pretty good view from up there, so I'm sure you can find us.
You know where to find me. He spreads his wings and silently, and now, when I say silently, I mean despite the fact that he is made of stone and his wings are made of stone, he makes absolutely no noise when he flies back up to his perch and lands and stops moving again. And if you didn't know any better, if you hadn't just seen him land there after moving, you would think that he was literally a statue.
Huh.
He's even got the pose down where his mouth is open, you know? Rah.
As he flies away, Frankie's going to say to the others, not to be technical, but a gargoyle has to have water coming out of its mouth. He's technically a grotesque.
You watch
I
as
wonder
water
how-
squirts out of his mouth.
Yeah, I stand corrected.
No, I'm kidding.
I wonder how many birds poop in there.
I don't. Do they?
I
have-
Gorkar hasn't seen any birds since getting here.
We've
You've
heard
heard
some
them.
in the forest.
You certainly did hear and see some in the forest.
Since
Well-
getting to the city.
I suppose we can go question the night staff.
Okay, so by my count, we have 5 potential people to talk to. A golem, an Ifrit, a Cacticay, an Azure, and a Dao.
Where do we want to go first?
Well, one of them is a town guard, one of them lives in the slums, one of them works in the garden at night, so we may want to wait till night to talk to them. One of them works in the mine, and I don't know where that is.
Which
Well-
one is the
The Cacticay is the one who works in the garden at night.
Prickles.
Oh,
I feel like Ashta, who is, I believe, the guard, would have the most information on criminal activity and information on a stolen thing as the gem, I'd hope.
Gorkar did not think it a bad idea to split up and talk to 2 at once.
Couldn't hurt.
You want to come with me, Gorkar? I'll go
Sure.
talk to the guard.
okay.
Gorkar will come with Rob.
Okay, Jabbers, where do you want to go? You want to go to the slums? You want to go try to find the mine? I know you want to go to the bank for other reasons, but we should probably avoid doing that while we're here.
You know, Jabbers. Let's go to slums.
Listen, he'll agree, and as they're walking away, he's going to say, listen, I'm not saying we don't do it, I'm just saying we need to wait for the opportunity to present itself.
Whole gang nefarious.
Naughty.
Whole gang, rise again.
Yeah,
So
did you
who's
forget what
first?
happened the last time you left Jabbers and Frankie together? We
I know.
They didn't
I thought it was
roll
about
high
time
enough
for
to
more
know what you
shenanigans.
did, remember?
Yeah, they didn't know that, but I'm addressing this as an out of character thing.
I
Honestly,
can't-
meta that.
They can't act on that, though.
I have to put them together to let shenanigans happen.
Oh, yes.
So,
Yes.
are you guys walking to the slums by going around the fountain, or are you taking the long way there? And where are Rob and Gorkar going?
To go find the guard captain.
Okay.
There seems to be a very vested interest in for us to go around the fountain, so I think we should go that direction.
Go around it.
Oh no, near it. You know.
Oh, so you and I
I'm
take
just,
the path
I'm,
through the
I'm
fountain.
literally just asking which route you're taking, and the fountain is
Yeah.
the only thing that's not just a bare road.
Frankie
So-
is kind of interested in this person, so I would like to go by
Yeah,
the fountain at this point.
Sounded like
I'm
pretty
imagining
neat.
that Gorkar and Rob are taking the main road, but the whole time Gorkar's head is just craned over looking at the fucking dancing water thing.
Do I notice that?
I don't know. Do you?
Oh, okay. If I could just freely do so. Gorkar, do you want to go see the dancing water thing real quick?
What was it Frankie said earlier? Business before pleasure. Gorkar can see it on the way back. Gorkar just never seen anything like that before. Not even close.
I mean, but Frankie doesn't know. It won't hurt him. Right?
Well, Frankie and Jabbers are currently walking by the fountain themselves.
Because they're heading towards the slums that are just south of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for them.
I was about to say, I love that Gorkar is invoking something that Frankie said while Frankie himself is utterly ignoring it, basically.
Gorkar just thinks you're taking the most direct route to the slums.
That's fair.
Okay. We'll be responsible.
So Gorkar and Rob make their way this way. And Frankie and Jabbers are down here by the fountain. So yeah, you walk by and you see the beautiful water lady.
Is she actively performing currently?
Oh yeah.
Okay, then Frankie isn't going to say anything until there's like a lapse in it, because it's rude to interrupt somebody performing.
Okay. You stand by and you listen to her song for a while. And eventually she finishes playing and you watch as like the instrument, she puts the harp down and a spout of water reaches up to meet it and it kind of holds it aloft next to her, and she pulls out a mirror and begins like looking at herself in it. She seems rather vain, Frankie.
Hail and well met, fair maiden.
That's a pretty neat trick.
Make a persuasion check there, Frankie.
Just a sec, sorry. 19.
19. She looks over at you. Now, what are you wearing? Are you still wearing the, like, skulls and shit?
Yeah, it's still the gore outfit, yeah.
She looks over at you and smiles politely. Hello.
Sorry to bother you. That was an excellent performance you gave. Bravo and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We had a question or two for you as we are going on our way.
Oh?
Yeah, you are in the fountain a lot, right? You probably see a lot of people going by.
I'm usually busy.
That's a fair point. We'll ask our questions again at any time. What can you tell us about Dow? Or, not Dow, Rocky.
What can I tell you about Rocky? Roll a persuasion check on that one again.
Alright. We're gonna use a class feature I haven't used yet, which is to burn a sorcery point to re-roll an ability check.
Ah!
Nice.
Neat.
Very
Much better.
nice.
That's a 22. Ignore that second one because I'm using a trackpad, so I tapped on it twice.
Yeah. She smiles and says, "Oh, he's an appreciator of beautiful music, and he throws many very valuable coins into my waters during my performances."
Coins into the waters.
We throw you some money as well, but our money I don't think has any value to you, seeing as how we're from Valderham.
She shrugs.
Well, I don't have any more questions. Jabbers, did you have anything else you wanted to ask her?
Sure. Shot in dark. There was a gem in the temple. Now there's not. Know why?
Roll a persuasion there, Mr. Jabbers.
Okay. 16.
16. She goes, I may have heard something about a missing gem a while ago.
Oh.
Why do you ask?
We're new bears. We need it.
Ah, you watch as her eyes finally flick back and forth between both of your collars, and she goes, I see.
Very important.
Yep, fate of the multiverse and all that. You know how it goes.
Yes, fate of the multiverse. Well, it is time for my next song, so if you would excuse me.
Oh.
She
Wait,
reaches
so you-
over for her harp and
Wait, you said
grabs
you
it.
knew something and you're just not gonna tell us?
I'm sorry, I'm rather busy.
Oh.
Maybe there's something we could offer you to make it worth your while.
Throw that persuasion, Frankie.
Okay. Oh boy, yeah, we're gonna do that again because that's a fucking 9. Holy shit.
9.
Oh, that's worse. That's a 5. So that's a 12.
Sorry, busy.
Hmm.
Screw it.
Maybe
And
Jabber's help.
she closes her eyes and begins strumming at her harp.
Oh.
This is a waste of time, Jabbers. Come on.
Guess so. Jabber's was just gonna throw money in the water, but no, maybe not.
Save your money. Down toward the slum.
She do know something though.
We'll figure it out as we go.
So the two of you enter the slums. Roll a persuasion check, each of you, for eyeballing around to see if you can't spot out who you're looking for.
You mean perception?
Did I say persuasion?
Yes.
You did.
Roll a perception check.
We're trying to
Yes.
persuade our eyes to look good.
Yup.
It's 18 for Jabbers.
19 for Frankie.
– 18 and 19, you say?
We do.
There is a large number of individuals around. I would say that you're familiar enough with the various elementals and constructs that, well, I guess elementals purely in this case. Well, gargoyle was a construct. Let me see. So yeah, you see a gravel, a golem made of gravel, walking by on one of the streets, and you assume probably this is potentially Gravel, the golem.
I believe we found our man.
Hmm. Maybe. Hey, Gravel!
He's reaching up to a sign which is currently broken. You can see he has some like handyman tools on a belt around his gravel body, and he turns to look at
that's
you, Jabbers, and he goes, "Huh?
Yep.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi?
Hi.
Yes?
Frankie.
Hail and well met, friend Gravel. My
How
name is...
do you know my name?" They look at you somewhat distrustingly.
We had a conversation with Gargoyle, and he gave us your name.
He looks up in the distance towards where you know Gargoyle to be, and he says, "Did he now?"
Yeah.
You and several others. Worry not.
Why? Did I
We,
do something?
not as far as we're aware, we are looking for the gem, and we were hoping you could tell us anything about what you might have seen in the temple that night.
Persuasion check.
Boy, howdy. Let's hope it's better than a fucking 12 this time.
Boy, howdy.
You've got to be shitting me. No, I'm doing it again. Fuck this. I refuse.
It's a 12 again!
17. There we go.
17. He goes, ah. The night the gem disappeared. Yeah. I think I saw something.
Uh-huh.
Didn't
What you think?
think anything of it at the time until later. Did see somebody, two somebodies leaving the town that night.
Leaving the town?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Could you give us a general description, or was it too dark to see?
I only saw movement and color. They had on some kind of armor or clothing that resembled what some of the guards wear.
Interesting. Could be their usual uniform, or it could be a disguise.
Maybe.
Was there
Was there...
anything else that you needed? I need to fix this.
Just as a general question, are you alright? You seem kind of distraught.
I'm good.
Okay, well, if you think of anything else that we might, be able to use, or any information at all you want to give us, just go tell Gargoyle you want to talk to us, and he'll come get us.
Yeah, he hear everything.
He does.
Thank you, Gravel, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Yeah. Thanks.
Bye.
He watches as you leave. He doesn't look away or go back to what he's doing until you're for sure making a good distance away from him before he turns back to what he was doing.
There's a gold line of information.
I don't know why, but I love gravel.
Meanwhile, Rob and Gorkar, you watch as Frankie and Jabbers walk over to the fountain and stand and begin listening to the Marine's music as you make your way up to the crossroads.
Hypocrites.
Gorkar
Hypocrites.
Gorkar think Frankie should take on advice.
We'll remember this, Gorkar.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Exactly.
I tell my employees that all the time.
Oh boy. So yes, where are you boys going?
I assume there's a guardhouse of some sort. We can't remember if they said specifically where they were located.
The guards generally are located within the smaller temple
And that's
that you passed on your way in. Hello?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
this over here?
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, that's where we're gonna go.
Alright. So you approach the temple. There's a couple of constructs. Kind of bulky, armored constructs. They just look like empty suits of armor, but with no helmet. But they do react to you approaching Like they turn to face you, and a voice emanates from inside one of them. What is your business?
My name is Rob the Pure, and this is Gorkar. We're here to investigate the disappearance of the gem.
The two suits of armor turn and face each other. Um, and you hear a bit of a hushed conversation. Do any of you speak Primordial?
Hell yeah!
All right. It's just a simple conversation of they're investigating the disappearance of the gem. Oh, well then, I guess they are here to see Asha. Must be.
In
Well, we should
Primordial,
send them
I
in
go.
then, don't you think?
In Primordial, I go. Yes, I am here to see Asha.
They turn back towards you, Rob, regard you for a moment, and they say to you in Primordial, impressive that you speak the tongue of the elements. Where do you
Um,
hail from, Paladin? Gorkar, they're like making grinding gravel with waves and air and flicks of fire sounds. Primordial sounds like just the elements squashing together.
I
And
am from
Rob
the
is somehow like replicating this sound as best as he can, but obviously they understand him.
I am from a peaceful and place full of life, and my order learned from what we believe is something called the light, which I might now understand as a primordial of its own kind. And its
Gorkar's
language was
eyes
passed
are
down to us.
darting. Yeah, Gorkar's eyes are darting back and forth like he's watching a ping pong match. Just
Are they fighting?
what?
I can't tell. Sounds angry.
Gorkar's like, what fur is on him that's not singed is like bristling a little bit. Gorkar's like, Gorkar not understand.
Rob, you note that Gorkar is starting to look a bit on edge.
Oh, right. Rob switches back to common and says, "Don't worry, Gorkar. Nothing bad is being said. It's just a weird coincidence that I have to understand this language."
Gorkar kind of just like de-stresses a little bit and just goes, Gorkar, trust Rob.
We'll be okay.
All right, so you guys, the armored constructs step aside and say to you in common, "You may enter."
Thank you.
Gorkar
Rob
heaves a
says,
sigh of relief.
I'm posting an image of what I imagine this Ifrit looks like as you enter, and you see a large number of armor constructs around in this room, but you see this smoldering woman with smoke for hair sitting at a table with long, slender ears and the color of glowing molten lava and cooled, blackened lava as her skin.
"Well, I'm going to go out on a whim and say, this is Asha." I'm saying this to Gorkar.
A fire creature named Ash.
Gorkar think all of these names a little on the nose.
It certainly does make people easy to find.
Gorkar appreciates that.
Me too. And Rob like steps up to her as he's kind of like not like full laughing, but snickering to himself.
She's looking down at like a book, like some kind of bookkeeping thing. It's got things written in it. She's looking over entries. And she doesn't seem to notice you approach her at the moment.
Gorkar clears his throat and says, Gorkar can assume you are Lady Asha.
The fire about her, somewhat flares a bit, as she looks up from the book and says, "Who's asking?"
Gorkar is Gorkar. Was sent by Gargoyle to investigate the disappearance of the gem.
Ah,
Gargoyle said Asha would be a good source of information.
well, Gargoyle sent you to the right place. What can I help you with? Mr. Gorkar, you say? And Gorkar, she looks you up and down with that, like, you recognize that look. Etsos gave you that look, kind of, when you first met her, too. That, like,
God damn it.
Gorkar nervously looks at his thin fur and looks back up and says, like, hard swallow. Yes.
why
Gorkar,
can't a water creature be into me?
just says, Gorkar was told that Gem went missing, very recently, and Gorkar and friends are next bearers of gems.
When you mention the gem going missing, the fire that somewhat enwreaths her body, gets, like, you feel the heat intensify, as the fire turns a light shade of blue. Her eyes also turn this bluish shade as the fire in her body gets hotter, and she says, "Yes, someone did make off with the gem entrusted to us."
Gorkar and friends here to make that right. Gorkar and friends here to try and preserve multiverse.
Yes, I know all about what your job is from the self-proclaimed Lord Veld.
Gorkar nervously tugs at his collar and says, Gorkar, not a huge fan of Lord Veld either, but Gorkar here to help.
Well, the night that the gem went missing, so too did two of my constructs. She waves a hand out at the various armored constructs that are milling about the room. Two of them. Gone.
You don't have a tracking device on these things?
Tracking device? What are you speaking of?
Like what's on Gorkar and Rob's net. Oh, right. This is Rob. Rob is Gorkar's friend.
She looks over at you, Rob, seeing you for the first time. Oh. Hi.
Hello.
She looks back to Gorkar. Like, she gives you a long look, a long silent look, Rob, and then just turns back to Gorkar. So, the gem.
Yes. Gorkar think maybe whoever took Gem may have also taken your constructs. Maybe used them to get Gem.
Maybe.
Gorkar could help find these constructs. Do they have names?
Yes. I don't think it will help you, though.
Do they look just like these ones?
Yes.
And he kind of gestures out, yeah.
What do you mean, just like? Each of them have very individual appearances.
Oh, Gorkar can appreciate the intricacies, but
you look around at them. They all are literally carbon copy machine-made suits of armor.
Yeah, Gorkar is definitely entertaining it anyways. He's just like, yeah, whatever you say. Gorkar can appreciate intricacies. Gorkar just meant suit of armor without helmet.
Rob's just doing the silent, nodding and agreeing in the back.
Well, if you find them, their names are Strap and Buckle.
No, they're not.
Gorkar looks at his like barbarian
Yes, they are.
leathers.
Rob just, you can tell he's trying not to laugh. Like,
Gorkar
okay.
looks at his barbarian straps and leathers and goes, "Strap and buckle. Gorkar can remember this."
Narrator Gorkar could not, in fact, remember this. Was there anything else you needed? I am quite busy, as you can see.
Well, if Gorkar can help you in any way for information received, Gorkar would be happy to help.
She puts a hand to her chin as she thinks, and she goes, "Why don't you meet me back here later?"
Poor naive Gorkar. Gorkar just nods his head and says, "Of course, Gorkar help everyone."
No. Bring your friends as well. We might be able to do a little sleuthing, as it were.
Gorkar in the back of his mind.
What?
Oh, so it's gonna be that kind of party.
Rob was like nearly about to burst into laughter until she said that, and he's like, "Oh,
Bring your friends. We're gonna do a buka. Wait, what?
yeah." He's like, "Oh no."
It's time for bukak. I mean, what?
Oh boy.
Gorkar think he know what you mean by sleuthing, and Gorkar think Jabbers is good at that.
Very well.
Me, not so much.
If you find anything before then, let Gargoyle know. I speak to him quite regularly.
Gorkar surprised by Gargoyle's appreciation of the arts. Gorkar also liked fine art.
I don't know why you would be surprised.
Well, Gorkar never met living stone creature that like art.
Well,
Gorkar
living
actually
stone
never
creature.
met living stone creature, so this all very new to Gorkar.
indeed.
And the ones we have met tried to kill us.
Rob makes good point.
You mean the errant constructs outside the town?
Correct.
Yes, be careful.
Them and others.
Those inside the town are friendly enough, but do be careful outside. We do not control all of the citizens of the vestige.
Oh,
Got it.
Gorkar have one last question.
Yes,
Does Asha know where mines are?
I do.
Gorkar need to go there. Can you...
Why would you need to go to the mines?
Someone Gorkar need to speak with, potentially about Gem.
I see.
Gargoyle, tell
You wouldn't mean
Tell
Gruff,
Gorkar.
would you?
Yeah, that's him.
Gorkar definitely means Gruff.
Well, he is the only one who still works the mine.
Why?
I don't know. His purpose?
I guess we'll find out.
Well, Gorkar will go to all lengths to find Gem.
She rolls out a map. And I'm gonna open up the vestige of Solstice for a second. She points at the crater within the hills to the north of Solstice.
I see it.
She points here. This is where you entered. This is Solstice. She points at this crater and she says, "This crater here. This is where you will find the mine."
I see. Perhaps we should scoop up Jabbers and Frankie before we go.
Gorkar agree. Before we go to mines, or maybe after we go to mines, we come back and see Asha.
Also agreed.
You do that.
Gorkard kind of like shifts a little nervously and then bows, not knowing what else to do, and say, Gorkard, thank you for your information and for your time.
You're welcome.
Rob does like a similar thing, but puts like a fisted hand, in his chest, and
More of a salute.
yeah, exactly. Well, Gorkar, we know where those two are. They're goofing off by the fountain, so let's go.
Gorkard ready.
All right,
And you get
so
to see the water thing.
Gorkar and Rob, you make your way to the fountain, and you find that Jabbers and Frankie are nowhere to be seen around the fountain. However, the Marid is playing away at her instruments.
Whoa.
Gorkar's just like staring, mouth agape, just like, wow, this
Gorkar,
is amazing. Just
You haven't
absolutely
changed.
amazed by it.
Rob like tosses like a few of his like coin change things into the fountain.
They float.
Not like the paper ones. Don't we have change like coins?
Yeah, the coins. They're large purple plastic discs. They float.
Neat. Well, he throws
It's
them
like
in.
those little toy pirate coins that kids have
Oh.
for pools.
Well, they're purple and neat looking anyway. So Rob throws like 5 in there anyway.
She bows her head to you and continues to play.
And you know what? For the sake of it, Rob begins to do like, one of those typical like town villager dance things you would see an NPC do.
Roll a performance check, Rob.
Fucking
God.
Irish river dance and shit.
Yeah. Oh, come on, roll good. Oh, nice! A 16!
16, alright. Rob starts dancing to the music.
Come, Gorkar!
The Marid
Gorkard.
smiles and watches Rob dance and nods and begins picking up the pace of the music.
Gorkard joins in the dance.
Gorkar, roll a performance check.
Yes, I knew I took proficiency in this for a reason.
Please tell me that Jabbers and Frankie are about to stumble upon this scene.
I hope so.
Not a bad idea.
It has
17.
17. Oh yeah, Gorkar, you watch what Rob is laying down and you improve on it just a tiny bit.
Excellent. And you know what? Just for the fun, Rob thing, he reaches in. Oh no, I probably don't have any. I don't have alcohol on me, I don't think. It's like, it's party. It's been a
She's
while
Gorkar
since we let
probably
loose.
does.
No, this isn't Kelthal. We're not carrying around a walking minibar.
You're right.
she's laughing. She's obviously having a good time. She's laughing, she's playing, she's dancing along with the music. And Frankie and Jabbers, as you two are exiting the slums, you look up to see Gorkar and Rob dancing to the music that the Marid is playing, and they're actually doing a really good job of it. She seems to be quite enjoying their dancing.
Frankie just kind of.
I can confirm that I love when people are fucking just boogieing, just wiggling.
Yeah.
Frankie's just like, I can't wait to hear what's going on with this.
Oh, this is fun.
So Frankie and Jabbers, you approach Rob and Gorkar as they are dancing.
Of course.
At some point, Rob and Gorkar, you realize that Frankie and Jabbers are nearby watching you guys dance.
Before they can even scold us, I turn to them in the crowd and I go, Frankie, Jabbers, come! Dance with us!
Jabbers does not hesitate and gets in there.
Performance check, Jabbers.
I doubt that Jabbers can dance at all. 11.
Jabbers, you try. You don't really have rhythm, but you try.
Oh, to
Doesn't have
hell with
rhythm,
it.
but he has soul.
You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna spend a sorcery point and re-roll that. That's
Oh.
worse.
You have a +4 and you got an 11 and a 7. Jesus. Yeah, Frank, you also have, like, no rhythm. At the moment.
It's not the kind of music I grew up hearing. I don't know the steps.
It's
That's
it's a bit of a weird cadence. It has like beat, 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 pause, beat, pause, beat, beat, pause, and then it repeats. It's a really weird cadence. Gorkar and Rob seem to have picked up on it and are doing fine, but you just cannot get the hang of it.
The important thing is to let loose every once in a while.
Golkar has a drum, like a hand drum. Just, I guess, but either bugbears or barbarians get drums. I forget which one.
What is this 5/4 time signature?
Yes, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Oh, it switches time signatures every other bar, it seems like.
Gorkar
It rotates back and forth between two.
Gorkar would like to softly play his drum along with the music.
Alright.
Another
She has-
performance roll?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
The irony is, Frankie also knows how to play an instrument, but he doesn't have one.
That's a 22 for the hand drum performance.
Alright, you pull out the drums, and it seems to whip her into even more of a musical frenzy, as she, like, her performance up till this point has been like, she'll play a song, take a break. She goes far beyond the time of a song that she'd usually play, and she's just having a jam session at this point. And just absolutely wiling on that harp.
I never thought Rob would be the one that get people like up and dancing and stuff.
Eventually, finally, the music ends, and she places her harp down on a jet of water that rises up to meet it. And she looks down, clasps her hands together, looking between Rob and Gorkar, and says, "Oh, that was absolutely delightful. You two are amazing."
Well, you have played such beautiful music, my lady. I haven't heard anything since I've left home.
She smiles, and then you see she looks over and notices Frankie and Jabbers and goes, "Oh, welcome back."
Hi!
I see you've met my companions.
Oh, these are
Gorkar's
your
just hugging
companions.
his hand- Gorkar's just hugging his hand drum in his left arm, with like his right one just limp at his side, looking up at like the fountain holding up the harp and her, and he's like, Gorkar was just inspired to make music by you. Gorkar never seen anything like you.
She smiles down at you, Gorkar, and gives you a wink and says, "You were amazing."
Frankie is just standing in the background, rolling his eyes.
Gorkar, meanwhile, beams and gives the like Finn from Adventure Time eyes when he sees something that he really likes, or they just get giant and fucking multifaceted and like,
Well,
Gorkar thought you were amazing too. Remind Gorkar your name. Gorkar new here. He's still clutching his drum.
She nods and says, "Oh, of course. The dungeon master has to find it." My name is Kada. Or Kaida,
Kada.
sorry, Kaida. My name is Kaida.
Kaida. Gorkar is Gorkar. It's pleasure to meet you.
She floats over towards you. Now, her feet reach down to the water, but there's like a soft cushion of water rising up to meet her, that she seems to be held aloft by. It just moves and she slides forwards to you, Gorkar, and then it extends out. It still originates from the water of the fountain, but it kind of snakes out to bring her up in front of you and lowers her down to your height. And she reaches out a hand for you to, like, effectively she's reaching her hand out for you to take it. And she says, pleasure. Gorkar.
Frankie's gonna kind of sidle over to.
Go ahead, Frankie.
I was just gonna say, while this is happening, Frankie's gonna sidle over to Rob and whisper in his ear, "Hey, she knows something about the disappearance. See if you can get Loverboy to get her to talk."
Rob leans back into his ear. He's like, "I'm working on that right now as we speak."
Gorkar takes her hand, not knowing what to expect, just kind of like open palm, quizzical look on the bugbear's face.
Usually you kiss it, she says to you, Gorkar.
Gorkar pulls it forward and gives the kid, what does it feel like?
It's water.
Just water, okay.
Water.
Gorkar's careful not to like squeeze it too hard or like
Very pleasantly,
just looking for the surface.
pleasantly cool water.
And he kisses the hand and
It just feels like your lips are touching water.
says, "Pleasure is all Gorkar's."
She giggles when your lips touch her hand, and she goes, ooh. It's not every day that non-elemental makes contact with me. Your fur is exquisite, she says, as her hand washes over your arm, leaving behind a bit of wetness. But it's definitely a hand made of water. It kind of loses its cohesion a little bit as it slides down your arm, and then solidifies itself into a hand after she pulls it away.
Gorkar kind of shudders and says, "Gorkar's fur not at its best right now."
Oh, it gets better.
Much better.
He kind of holds his arms up and says, "See, it's singed here and here. Gorkar been burned by fire and acid in several battles before this," and he's like kind of showing her all of his like the patches where his fur is not quite grown back yet.
She's doing the like. Both of her hands are under her chin as she's like leaning in close to Gorkar, her eyes wide puppy dog eyes. She goes, "Oh, you poor thing."
Frankie very loudly clears his throat.
Oh, right. Well, my lady, you see, me and Chris were searching for a gem that we heard was lost, but we figured we'd rest and listen to your beautiful music and have a little fun while we took a break from our hard work.
She looks
Gorkar's
over
just
at
nodding.
you, Rob, with a similar glint in her eye that she's giving to Gorkar. And she says, "And you, with your gleaming armor, what is your name?"
I am Rob the Pure. I am a holy knight of the Order of the Pure.
She reaches a hand out, which kind of touches your chin. Just like Gorkar, it just feels like water touches your chin. Very pleasantly cool, in a way. And she says, "Oh, you're a good boy."
Rob does like the same, reaches out and does the same thing Gorkar does, except he adds the motion of kneeling, getting down to one knee as he does such.
Ooh.
Frankie just goes and stands by Jabbers again.
at this
she
point, Jabber's
is
just
she is
done.
eating this
You know
up.
what? To add to it, as Rob does it, he like gives Frankie this look like, "Watch a master at work."
You notice that she's not looking Rob in the eye. More, she's admiring her own reflection in the gleam of his armor.
Works for
Fucking
me.
Lord.
We couldn't help but admire such a beautiful creature in such a land here.
Her
I've never
hands
seen
start
anything
like
it.
moving about herself as she's like, admiring herself in the reflection. And she's like, her hand like pats down her side like, yeah, that's, She's like, she checks her, she does the butt check, she looks, and she goes, uh-huh.
And I don't suppose you could help a fellow night out. If it's any information, suppose someone as sophisticated as yourself would.
Roll of persuasion at advantage.
Oh, thank you. A 21.
She goes, well, the night that the gem went missing, I was relaxing, minding my own business in the fountain, when I heard a loud and garish clanking sound. I peeked out from my watery bed, and I beheld two of the town's god, two of those awful animated armors that Ifrit woman keeps. I saw them running from the temple. Didn't think it was important, though. Not my business, after all. I was writing a song. You understand. And her hand again reaches out and caresses your cheek, Rob.
Rob goes, allows it to happen and responds to such.
So,
The information you've given us is very helpful, my lady. Not only are you beautiful, but smart.
while this lady has been distracted with both herself and these two, could Jabbers possibly be looking around in this fountain for any of these mentioned coins that she spoke of?
Oh yeah,
Take money from the fountain.
there's a bunch of coins in the water.
No.
Could we maybe try and just, sneak one up?
You're becoming hard to hear, my friend.
Could we maybe try sneaking one or twos, or?
I mean, make a sleight of hand check.
I would like to do that. It's a 17.
You reach your hand into the water, and as quickly as your hand touches the water, a small tendril of water reaches out and slaps your hand. And she looks over at you with a glare and goes, "Excuse me?"
Oh, sorry, Jefferson, maybe we gotta try and wash hand.
Frankie leans in and goes, I think you just groped her, man.
Oh. Jefferson don't care about any of that.
Many apologies, my lady. Won't ever happen again.
Just wanted to wash my hands.
Your two friends have been quite rude.
He gave you lots of compliments. Fuck off.
Well, I promise that me and Gorkar here will come visit you again to listen to your beautiful music.
Oh, I hope you do. I look
We
forward
shall.
to it. Did you just say peace out?
No, I said we shall.
Oh, I thought you said peace out. I was like, what?
That would have been amazing, though. Drop, mic drop.
Peace out, A-Town down, homie.
Represent.
Oh my god.
This was Rob's first attempt at romance ever.
There will be no encore.
Yeah.
Rob sees Gorkar over there and he's like, I think I can do that, and this could get us some information.
Yeah.
Hi, you're pretty and smart and can play music. I am Rob. And she's just like, oh, I can see myself in your armor. Cool. What
And-
did you say? Thank you.
Rob's like, this works. This works for me.
Hmm.
I don't have to break any of my personal vow things, and I got what I needed.
So, you all, what is your next move here?
Well, we're gonna reconvene and talk here for a sec. We need to exchange information.
Yeah, we'll get a little distant from the fountain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what did you guys find out?
Well, it seems that the weird armor guys that are, all the same and bodiless, seem to be a big part in this heist. They were caught running from the temple, she said.
Weird
So-
armor guys, you said?
Yeah, the head guard, Asha.
Gorkar
He has a whole bunch of
and
them.
Rob see suits of armor with no helmets. But
Oh.
those suits of armor they were alive, I think. Gorkar thinks.
They have names.
They have
We're
names.
looking for Strap.
Belt. It's belt and fastener, right?
No, Strap.
Strap and buckle. Gorkar
Buckle.
remembered. Thank you, Rob.
You're welcome.
So hold on, the guard, 2 of them are missing,
Correct.
and she said that she heard 2 of them run past on the night the gym was taken.
Yes. Running
And-
around.
Frankie looks at Jabbers and goes, and we heard from Gravel that he saw 2 armored figures fleeing the town.
Right.
Interesting. So it seems they're the main culprit. Also, me and Gorkar found where the mine was. Where what
Gruff.
the devil was his name? Right, Gruff was located. It's just north of town.
Right. Well, we have 2 options then. We can wait for nightfall and talk to the cactus person.
I feel like they're just gonna tell us
Gorkar.
that they ran north. Maybe.
Guys, I hate to break it to you, but, we should probably stop having important conversation as my connection for streaming is currently going orange and red.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Let's hold for a moment.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Just a momentary hiccup.
Xfinity has been in the neighborhood doing stuff, and earlier today my internet just stopped working a whole bunch of times, and now this is just a regular occurrence what's happening here. So.
We are relatively approaching my cutoff as well, however.
Mm-hmm. So we'll say that, what, you guys, bid adieu to the water creature for now?
Indeed.
I knew I should have used that magic D20 on my first. Is that something that persists if I don't use it?
It's a permanent item. It's a one-time use permanent item.
Okay, cool. All right, so I don't have to feel bad about not using it in that first combat.
Yeah,
I can save it for a tasty moment.
yeah. And since my
Okay.
connection is dying so hardcore, we can't do anything else important because it won't get caught by stream probably. So, yep, there it goes. 0. Nice. Before my connection dies, I want to say, great session, y'all. We will continue this next time. We will obviously have a long rest between, even though you only had like the one fight. That's okay. We'll just come back to when you guys are, I don't know, heading off from the fountain to go do your next thing. Say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent.
Alright. Well, sorry that we're getting cut a little short because of connection speed. I'm gonna go reset my modem and hope for the best. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Gorkar. Thank you, Jabbers. Thank you, Frankie. You guys are awesome.
Thank you,
Aw,
audience.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yep. Sorry that it's being cut short due to connection, everybody. We'll see
That's
you next
okay.
week.
Love you guys. Thank you for supporting. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Doop,